Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the MinnMax Show, a place about games, friends, getting better. I'm Ben Hansen. Thank you for being here. Joined by Kyle Hilliard.
Hello, I'm here.
Joined by Jeff Marchiafava.
It's me.
Joined by the one and only, first time officially on the main MinnMax Show, production assistant Nick Stefanacci.
What's going on, everyone? Glad to be here.
Hello. Thank you for being here. Technically, like when Star Fox was revealed and we scrambled to do the Nintendo Direct, perhaps you recall this, the most exciting day of your life.
Scramble.
It was brutal. The idea of like, okay, we did the reaction stream, that I took some clips, and that was technically the start of the MinnMax Show a couple weeks ago, whenever that whole thing was announced. But now you're here live and in the flesh, ready to go for a big live episode on YouTube. Nick, we could not talk Star Fox without you. You have devoted your life to this wascally wabbit, is that right?
I would say so. I mean, it was the first game I ever beat as a kid, so it's a pretty big deal to me, I would say.
Star Fox SNES, right?
Star Fox 64. I wasn't alive when Star Fox NES. I guess it came out in 93. I was born in 94.
Wow. Okay, perfect. All right, we have a lot to unpack. Yes, believe it or not, on this episode, we're going to be talking about the new Star Fox on Switch 2 that Kyle reviewed. Nick has already started a religion for. There's a lot to unpack here. Then we're going to be talking a little bit about Rhythm Heaven Groove, which is out next week, but there's a demo out now for the new Rhythm Heaven game, which frickin' rules, of course. Jeff Marchiafava, GTA 6, we're talking about it. You ready?
Guess I'm ready.
Pre-orders are live.
There's stuff to talk about.
There's always stuff to talk about GTA 6, now more than ever. No new trailer, but somehow still a mountain to talk about. Just like the Steam machine, Valve has officially revealed the price, launch date, which is June 30th, of the whole Steam machine that goes right under your TV. We're going to be talking about reaction to that. We don't have one yet, but we're going to kind of imagine what it's like to have a Steam machine and talk about all those fun beats there. And then Jeffem says, let's pull up from all these stupid number conversations. Let's talk about some real games, man. So we're going to talk about some Steam Next Fest demos that Jeffem has been playing and thoroughly digging. And then back half of the show, of course, we have wonderful questions submitted over there on Patreon. Thanks, everybody, for supporting us on Patreon and letting us do things like bring on Nick as a production assistant to help edit. If you've enjoyed Bonus Pod or New Show Plus over the last, how long has it been, Nick?
I looked at it the other day. I think it's been like February or March. It's been a while. We're already getting into summer now, so.
Okay. Do you feel like you got like a flavor of New Show Plus? Are you ever surprised by the New Show Plus thing that's dropping in your lap? I guess most of the time it's just Leo win, and now that reign's over, you might have room for surprise again?
Well, it was a pain in the butt the other day when I had to make the gift of the 20 of them.
Yeah.
Because I was scrambling because I was like, oh, wait a minute, what should I do? But I was able to figure it out pretty quickly. But I was like, wait a minute, why is there 20 of them? But I understood why. It was pretty funny, so.
In the context, we got to do the huge poll just to make that happen, yeah. But we have exciting things on the horizon for New Show Plus. This week was a fun one, where I was making our top 10 lists for the year 2009 in the world of games. It was fun to go back to 2009 and be like, oh yeah, good year it turns out. That was really a hot pocket window there, kind of the late aughts. And then Charge Shot is airing next week, which is a mysterious thing that people voted for that I was filming yesterday and then this morning and also throughout last night. So it is a fun adventure episode of New Show Plus with a special guest. Look forward to that dropping on Wednesday on MinnMax's YouTube channel. But I'm a little bit beat because of it, but I'm damn excited to jump into our glorious Star Fox. Okay, let's wind back the clock a little bit for this Star Fox thing. If you remember from our Star Fox reaction stream, everybody had a normal, chill reaction to the way Star Fox looked. And now the game is out, and it is a good, I don't know, lesson from the test of time, where at least me just playing the demo, the characters don't bump me. It's like, yeah, that's just how Star Fox looks now. I really have like no issues with it, which is so weird. It's just like outside of the initial shock reaction of in-game Fox, it's like when you're playing the game, it's like, I don't know, I barely think about the fact that these characters look radically different at this point.
Hold on, Ben. I gotta test your opinion here and see if you're being honest, okay?
Okay. Well,
you ready?
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button. Damn it.
I mean, I guess it's a bad-looking Star Fox design.
It looks a little better than.
There we go. What do you think, man?
Actually, Kyle, you've never looked better for audio listeners. He turned into the whole
Thank you.
Weird talking Fox McCloud version you can now go switch to. Looking great,
and
man.
Ben reacted normally.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome. Okay, Kyle, you reviewed this game for Game Informer. What did you end up giving good old Star Fox over there?
I gave it an 8.25.
8.25.
I really liked it. It's not like it's a remake, right? So it's like you play it, it's an older game, and it's like it is a reminder of like this is like I've played this before, like a lot. But there's this like undeniable element of just like I talked about it when I had played the demo of like it does have this power over me that really I didn't even see coming, where like the new music and the new visuals like really, even at a point like near the end of the game, like the final sort of confrontation, the final music swells and stuff, like I was even getting a little emotional, like if honestly, like just because it was just like such a strong childhood memory, and they did a good job of just like updating it for 2026. So like I was ultimately happy with it.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, this, just to rewind the clock again on this whole journey, like, Nick, it's your favorite Nintendo franchise. Before this whole thing was announced, you're like, God, I hope they just don't do a remake of Star Fox 64. But now that you've played the new one, yes?
Yeah, I played it 3 times already, so that's not enough though, I feel like, but I'm gonna be playing it like 100 more times.
Okay, keep in mind, this game came out today, but you've just crammed it and played through it multiple times already. Okay, so like I'm curious.
It's not long.
Okay.
It's like an hour and a half maybe to beat it once, right?
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Wait, even like with the new cutscenes, because isn't that the big thing? Is like they're packing this thing and padding it out with the new
cutscenes are
cutscenes.
pretty quick.
It's not like a Kojima level cutscene.
Yeah, it's like
Whoa. Okay. All right. But what's your read on it? What do you think?
Like overall, I had a blast playing through it each of the 3 times. And just to go off of what Kyle's saying, like the music and the visuals it's unbelievable. Like I can't believe, again, like the first time I saw it, I think I had the shock that I was like, this seems fake because it seems so not Nintendo to do, but that's like a Nintendo thing to do. It's just to do something completely different. But when I'm playing through it, I'm like, I can't believe Nintendo made something look this good. Like there are levels, like even though it is like a 1-to-1 remake, there are levels, especially like when you're in outer space and like Sector X. I'm like, this looks incredible. Like this looks like a brand new stage I've never played before. Because on the N64, it's just like shapes almost. Like I know they're a little bit more detailed on N64, but it's like there's like girders almost in space, and they're like building something. That's like where the secret robot is that you fight at the end of that stage. But like playing through it now, it feels like that level from Star Fox Assault when you fight against Pigma. Like you're going through that ship and then you get to the final boss there, and it's like, this is unbelievable. And then again, the music on top of that, it really feels like the music out of Assault, because I think that was Nintendo's, I could be wrong, but Nintendo's first fully orchestrated soundtrack ever.
Interesting.
I think I can't remember where I heard that, but maybe I was like doing some research. I'm like, Star Fox has really pioneered a lot of things for Nintendo going forward, especially like the Rumble Pack, 3D visuals with the original Star Fox and Super Nintendo. But yeah, like the thing that I was kind of left playing through the couple of playthroughs, I'm like, I just want more. Like that's all I want. I want more. I want more. I want more. I spent like an hour playing the multiplayer, and I got to see the 3 stages over and over again, because the matches are like, I want to say 5 or 10 minutes long. Like they're pretty quick.
Yeah.
But like the multiplayer, it really seems like there is something there, but it seems so shallow, because like even when you're playing the multiplayer, there's no like rank system, there's no unlock system. Like maybe you get unlocks for your banners and emblems. You can also get that through single player, but there's not a lot of stuff, again, that you're going to be showing off or unlocking. Even I was a little disappointed when I beat the playthrough of the campaign like multiple times. Like it doesn't have the thing that 64 and 3DS have, where you put in your initials and then you can go back and review your high scores. Unless I couldn't find that anywhere, but I don't think that's in the game, which was a little unfortunate.
Interesting. Huh.
It's funny. I had a different reaction to multiplayer, where I was like,
really?
this is more than I expected.
Oh.
Like, I just had like, the Star Fox 64 multiplayer was like a nothing. To me, it was just like, can we get back to GoldenEye, please? Like, and so when it had like, matchmaking and like different modes, and like you can unlock new AR faces, and so I was like, this is actually more than I expected. I'm not going to be playing this. This is not what I like about Star Fox, but I was like, there's more here than I thought there would be.
And it's like they made it like capture the flag and stuff, right? It's not just like, hey, here's some dogfighting.
Yeah,
there's
some
objectives
there.
stuff like that. Yeah, or just straight up, dogfighting if you want. That's there too. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, to go off what you were saying, like of Star Fox 64, like I barely remember playing the multiplayer in 64. Like I played it every once in a while, but like when I would play with my friends, I feel like body them, because they were not playing Star Fox. So it's like my skills at the game was a lot better. But the multiplayer game my friends and I played a lot was Star Fox Assault. So like I unlocked everything in the multiplayer for Star Fox Assault. Like you unlock Peppy, you unlock Wolf, and then like you get the Wolf in, and there's multiple stages to unlock. So like I spent maybe like hundreds of hours in that multiplayer. So to kind of go from that to this, like obviously I'm not expecting it to be on par with Assault, but like again, I just want more because like I can see what they can do.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay. So it's the idea, if I may zoom out, Nick, of like loving this game. I mean, is Star Fox 64 like one of your favorite games of all time? Do you have an official ranking somewhere? Like, I don't know where it's at overall for you.
Yeah. I mean, my top 10 games of all time, it's in my top 5. Like I go between either Smash Ultimate or Star Fox 64 as my favorite game of all time.
Okay.
And I feel like Ultimate's kind of cheating, but like the reactions I have to send them to you guys that I've had over characters being announced in Ultimate.
God.
Like when Banjo was announced, like I was at my office and I ran out, and I think I told you guys like I called everyone I knew. And then when Sora was announced, it was like the only time I recorded myself during a reaction because people were always watching me like react to it, and like I put my camera down. I was like, this could be the last time this ever happens in my lifetime. I know there might be more, but like when Sora was announced, I started bawling out crying. I was like, I can't believe this is actually happening. But
Hey, you called your mom, right?
yeah, I called my mom, I called my dad, I called my brother and sister. Like I literally, that was over Banjo. I was just like, I can't believe what's happening. But
My
yeah, so
life has
go back to
begun on this day today.
forever. Like I can't believe that was happening. But yeah, Star Fox 64 and Smash Ultimate, those are like my 1 and 2 favorite games of all time.
So it's that feeling of like, I'm ready for something new. They've remade Star Fox 64 so many times. I get the idea. But then again, it's like saying, I'm sick of apple pie. Then you have a apple pie waiting for you when you get home from work. And it's like, yeah, you know what? The apple pie is pretty goddamn good. Like, is that the idea of like, you didn't think you were up for it one more time, but like when it sounds and looks this good, it's like, yeah, okay. All right, they got me.
Even after beating like the hard ending, like beating Venom 2 on that playthrough, like I'm so happy that they still had like the ceremony scene, because my first playthrough they didn't have the ceremony scene, and just Fox and Peppy are just looking out, like it shows Andros kind of destroyed, and they're like, I don't think he's done yet. So hopefully people get a hint that it's like, oh, you can go back and play more. Like as a veteran of the series, like I know there's more to play, but beating it on Venom 2 and getting the like celebration scene that's kind of like reminiscent of like the original Star Wars, where they're getting like their medals or whatnot. Like Fox says something, he's like, oh, like sorry we can't join you guys because like we have like other like contracts waiting, or we have other like jobs for hire waiting. And it's like, oh wait, is there gonna be more? So maybe that is like a little hint that there's gonna be more in the future. I doubt it that they're gonna add DLC for this game, but hopefully they're just gonna pick up from where this game left off. Because also, like, speaking of that, like I don't know if I was a huge fan of Fox and Falco's like attitude overall in this game.
Ooh,
even though I know
yeah.
Falco is kind of like the cocky, like hotshot. Like every line he has, everyone except like 1 or 2, like I feel like he's hating on the team. He's like, shut up, Slippy, shut up, Peppy. Like, why are you guys bothering me? Like, I just want to go out and kill something. Like, you guys are wasting my time. And then Fox, on the other hand, like he's usually kind of like the stoic one, at least in 64. And he's like, oh, like I have my head on my shoulder. I know what to do. But he seemed like a little young, like a younger version of him in this game. So that's why I'm hoping that they kind of continue with this set of characters moving forward, because I really love their interactions, especially during the cutscenes.
Yeah, Kyle, you're in the same camp there?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Falco, because like I actually mentioned him specifically in my review, and that like I found him like, he's always been obnoxious, but like I did find him more obnoxious than usual, because he's just like complaining that you're taking too long to save him, and then he'll immediately be like, "But I am better than you." It's like, come on, man, that's annoying.
Are they like, are they adding like any new wrinkles to the characters, or is it just like they're slightly more exaggerated versions of their old selves and tons of new dialogue?
More, but like because the cutscenes do add more characterization, right? So there are little things, but I mean, I don't know how you feel, Nick, but I don't feel like I feel like they stayed within the bounds that they were given,
for sure, but
like pushed against them as much as they could. Even stuff like it's weird, because I actually really liked the unlocks of like a database of text files, which is like something like I don't ever read those, really. I don't care about them. But like when you unlock a entry for Bill, like a character that I've always been like, what is up with Bill? Who is Bill? I've been thinking about this guy for like 30 years. What is his relationship? You can go and read at least a couple paragraphs that are like, yeah, they went to like flight school together, and they were like, they were friendly competitors. And it's like, and so it's like, I actually was truly incentivized to try to unlock more of those, because like, that wasn't there in 64. Like you just kind of had, it was like you were kind of coming in the middle of a story in Star Fox 64, where here you get at least a little backstory, but again, it's all within the bounds. I don't think there's any like revelations in there or anything, but it's new. It's just more, you know?
Yeah, it's not like you're reading those dialogues or whatever, and then it's not like, oh, like Fox's mom was actually part of like the academy or she was a teacher. Like there's nothing like that. Like you said, like they stay within the confines of that. Like one thing I really did enjoy is how they kept mentioning the academy because I feel like it was briefly mentioned in 64. If not, maybe I'm just like thinking of A Fox in Space, which is like the fan-made YouTube series that does a really good job at kind of like fleshing out their backstories. But like
Wow.
they
Okay.
mentioned the Academy like a good amount of times. Like even Wolf is saying like, "Oh, you went to that fancy like flight school or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome to hear," because like I just like to hear more of their like banter or rivalry because again, that was really never mentioned in 64.
And then if they make a sequel to this, and it's kind of like Fox being a teacher at the academy, and it's like a whole Hogwarts thing, but for like the
That would be
fleet, like
awesome.
that does
I
seem
love
like
that.
a ripe territory just to take the whole series somewhere new and interesting, maybe.
Or just a level where he has to defend the school. I would take
Yeah,
that.
right?
You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't need to go back and be a teacher. I want him to be in an R wing, please. You know,
So much of the Star Fox lore is like, okay, Star Fox 64. You know, I played it at friends' houses as a kid. It's one of those series that's always been around for a long time. But like, I don't think I've ever really paid that much attention to it. And then even like starting this game with a demo, at least, like, there's so many things that I just was like, wait. So when James McLeod, our dear friend with his cool aviators, is flying into space and Pigma betrays him and all that stuff, which it is weird that's not playable, right? Wouldn't you think that'd be like step one is
Yeah.
make that scene playable? But anyways, his whole thing is like, take care of Fox for me, Peppy, goodbye. Yeah, there we go, Kyle. Thanks for becoming him and making my point better. But it's like, it was then 5 years later. I thought Fox was going to be like a little baby boy when he said that. But it's like, oh, he was probably 13 and now he's what, 18 or whatever in Star Fox? It's such a weird leap then for Falco and Fox to be talking about it like, enough of your olden days, Peppy. We're the new generation. Like it was just 5 years ago. Like it was not that long ago at all, you guys. Like
5 years, man.
ancient history.
Well, they're
Dad.
animals though, so
Oh,
the lifespan.
very good point. Very good
Fox.
point. Yeah.
I want to call out the there's like I guess they're just called challenges in the menu. It's like a mode that I actually like quite like where, you know, in Star Fox 64, like you, at least to my memory, you couldn't just jump to a level. Like it's like, oh, I want to go play the train level. You had to like earn your opportunity to play that level if you're in the mood to play it. But in here you have like challenges and you can jump to individual levels as after you beat them once in the campaign. And there's like a series of like what I sort of refer to as like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater tasks that you have to complete. Which is like, you know, destroy this many enemies or like get those two enemies that are hard to get and stuff like that. And I actually really liked that because that structure actually works really well for a Star Fox level because Star Fox levels are short. So it's fun to kind of just replay them to try to, you know, get the check marks on everything. And then the thing that you unlock, like I'm talking about, is like more, you know, documents. So like I actually like dug into that and did a fair bit of them just because I was like, you know, these levels that I know so well, you know, why don't you play this one level, you know, twice in a row and try to get all these little achievements? And like I thought that was a cool addition, even if it wasn't like adding anything new, if that makes sense, right? It's like you're still playing the familiar levels, but there's like new tasks to do within them.
Yeah.
Is there, and I think there's different ones between, because I've only played it through on Corneria, the challenges once. I think there are different challenges between normal and expert. Is that right, Kyle?
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
So there isn't anything new outside of the multiplayer stuff? Like there's not one new level packed in here?
That's the thing. Like after beating
Whoa.
both the normal route and then the expert route, I really thought there would be maybe just kind of like a surprise. Again, like when Fox says that line, he's like, hey, we have other like bids or we have like other people waiting to hire us. Like I was like, oh, is there going to be like a secret level or something on top of that? But yeah, what we see, I think, is kind of what we got.
And as far as I know, like asking people, even beating the game, you know, on expert, you know, like if you do everything and get all the medals, I don't think there's like any truly new content.
Interesting. Jeff, you think this gameplay is holding up? Because it is aggressively faithful in this day and age.
Yeah, I think it is for what it is. And like my 5-year-old is now obsessed with Star Fox and wanted to play the entire time. We just got it this morning. He was super excited when he saw that it was on the Switch 2, and then I was like, you got to give me the controller and only I can play for the next hour and a half before I go record. But yeah, it's like all things Nintendo nowadays. It's fun to experience it through your kid for the first time. It looks great.
Yeah.
I have been, that does a lot of heavy lifting for whatever, kind of shortfalls you might see in the gameplay. I think the gameplay is just still really fun. And the levels, it's kind of, it scratches the same itch as like a shoot 'em up, shmups haven't gotten any more advanced like really any, like they haven't changed the formula that much. It's still sit down, play a level for a couple minutes, look at a lot of explosions, and those explosions look really great here. I do feel like it would, like the only real criticism that I have playing it is it would have been awesome if they doubled the amount of missions. And if they were like, this is the true, like unredacted, this is what really happened kind of thing. And just like they could have made twice the number of levels. They look great, but they're not that advanced. Some levels you're literally just in a big circle fighting a boss. Like you could have taken the time. You had the time to do that, and that would have been like such great fan service, and people would have really lost their minds. Yeah. And instead, we got a faithful remake, and as far as gameplay wise, faithful remakes, it's a really great looking one, and that's probably the best you can ask for from that kind of offering.
Especially,
let me get this straight, Jeff. You're saying that if they had added a whole game's worth of new content, it would have made it better for you?
If they had added another hour and a half worth of game content, yes,
right.
It would have done a lot.
I mean, it's like
I don't disagree. It's just one of those things. It's like this would be better if it was like
I know
a whole new Star Fox.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like new team with Star Fox. This is Velan Studios who made Knockout City, our favorite game ever, Midnight Murder Club from PlayStation last year. Mario Kart Live is the clincher, and they did a great job with that weird version of Mario Kart that used a camera on a real little RC car, and so it's a real unbelievable sign of faith from Nintendo that they're like, hey, take the reins of Star Fox, take the yoke and floor it, as they say in Star Fox, to just make a whole new thing. And I'm sure it's a matter of like, all right, let's see what this new team can do. Then also like, all right, let's not go wild with the scope, because it would be nice if we got this thing out while the Mario Galaxy movie and Star Fox's appearance there is still kind of hot, so they can have the direct where they have the clip from the movie and then plug the game, all that fun synergy that we love talking about so much.
I still push it against that, Ben. I don't think it's that tied that closely. I mean, they've been working on this for years. It's not like they just, I don't know.
We don't have to go for round 16 of this conversation, but like, of course a corporation is going to talk about like synergy like that. Like, I think when they start talking about the scope of this game, I'm sure there's a conversation.
It just makes me think of when the Xbox came out. I don't remember the sort of timeline, but Bill Gates was like, what we're going to do is we're going to launch Halo 2 on the day, the PlayStation 2 launches, right? And it's going to totally take care of Sony. And I remember Bungie responding and being like, that's not how this works, man. Like, we can't just like have Halo 2 ready to go like on a specific date. It's going to be ready when it's ready. And it just kind of makes me think of that, of like, yeah, it'd be great to like line it up. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't, I guess I'm also like, it's like a positive intent that they just don't, it's not that important to them. It's more important that they have a remake, which maybe I'm just like giving them too much credit.
I think you might be.
And it also, like, the Star Fox that we got does not feel like a compromise of Nintendo being like, well, we just ran out of time. We would have added a bunch of new super cool content.
Right.
Like this feels like what the intention was, and within that scope, it turned out very well. Even if it's not what fans would hope in terms of having new experiences, to go along with it.
So cool, awesome. I think there are some people listening to this who might be thinking like, okay, faithful remake to this game from 1997, effectively gameplay from 1997, $50, and you can beat it in just a couple of hours at best. Like, is that a tough pill to swallow?
I beat it in 45 minutes, so it's like less than an hour.
And that's like not skipping cutscenes?
No, that's my normal run in 64 is like 45 minutes.
And it's
so like if
same.
I'm skipping the cutscenes in this, it's probably 45 minutes. But with the cutscenes, it's probably a total of an hour.
They're not that long a cutscene.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
In between missions.
It's just a little setup thing.
I mean,
a minute or two, yeah.
I could see someone who maybe isn't familiar with Star Fox 64 playing it and beating it and being like, that's it.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, I mean, for me, I certainly like you can see all the levels you missed. I think I ultimately spent like 8 hours total just like playing through and making sure I saw every level and like doing a bunch of the challenges. So it's like, it's not that there's like not a lot to play here, but yeah, I could totally see a person be like, I beat this in an hour and a half. And then they're done. Like, they don't care. They don't want to see the other levels. You know, I could totally see that reaction.
You can jump into multiplayer if you really want to, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really good for people who were big fans of the game that are really going to dive into it and get everything out of it. And then if they have a 5-year-old kid, that's a real bonus because my kid will play it 1,000 times. He will
like we did back in the day. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
And there is incentive going different rounds because you get like different cutscenes and stuff.
Oh,
and,
cool.
Like,
okay.
So
different levels
that is like,
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How's the mouse targeting, Kyle? Did you dabble with that?
You know, I didn't
What?
actually. Yeah, I know. I kind of forgot about it because I was like, it asked me if it's like, you want to turn this on? And I was playing with a pro controller at the time.
Yeah.
I think I played it fully just on my TV with a pro controller. And I was like, I'll try the mouse later. And then it's like, oh, right, that was an option. Right,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. So sorry, I don't have feedback on that.
I played the first level with it, and it puts you in first person mode. And
okay.
it drove me crazy. I was like, why can't I play in third person? So the way around it is like you can play in the co-op mode, and that puts you in the third person mode, but you have to play with 2 Joy-Cons. One of them has to be sideways, and then the other one has to be on the mouse mode.
Okay, all right.
So I was like, if that's the workaround, I think I can try it out. But I played the multiple playthroughs. I used the N64 controller. It feels great. It's unfortunate that they don't let you use the updated control with the D-pad. So like you can't do the somersault or the backflip or whatever. With that, you have to use the traditional button presses, which as a kid and still as an adult, like I still screw those up all the time. It's like press the C button and down to do the somersault. Or if you're using a Pro Controller or a Joy-Con, you can just press up on the D-pad or down on the T-pad, which is so much better.
Yeah, a little wonky, yeah. You know what I liked as a little touch is in the beginning, the training tutorial thing. It's like the VR mission where they all have their cool VR goggles and they're playing it and stuff. And then it's like, okay, we're pushing this thing to its limit. It's kind of breaking down. And then as it's breaking down, the voice gets all distorted. And then at the end, it goes, good luck, and goes to like the old retro Star Fox. It's like, all right, there's fun ideas in this for like a remake. They got their little nods in there, right?
Well, that helps with the cutscenes because at one point, like Peppy's standing by the window and there was like a watering can. And like the next cutscene after that, he's like watering the plant and talking to them. I was like, oh, that's just like a cute little thing. And then like Falco goes up to the refrigerator and grabs like a drink. He's not drinking a beer, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, like Falco's opening a cold one before going on a mission. I'm
Classic
like,
Lombardi drunk at the cockpit.
There's also a scene where Fox has like a little like Star Wars style hologram of Peppy in his palm. And then he's like talking to him and he gets a drink out of the fridge and like he presses a button so the hologram like switches from his palm like to the table. You know, like he's moving his communication device around.
Right.
And it's just like little like things like that. It's like, oh, they're being thoughtful about the sort of sci-fi of it all, which is like, it's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go take the banana bread out of the oven, which is not a euphemism. I'll be right back.
What the hell are you talking about? Euphemism. That's code for maybe think about a sale before you buy Star Fox on Switch 2. No, but like I do think it's interesting, you know, fingers crossed that VLN Studios, this game sells well and VLN Studios, you know, can make a whole new Star Fox. Because if they're building up a team to be a Star Fox team, if this game sells really well, you know, and VLN wants it, it would be cool if Nintendo was interested in purchasing a new Western studio.
There's so many caveats for a cool thing that might happen.
That could conceivably happen. I guess, I don't know, maybe
looks good.
a complete hypocrite.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that does look good, guy. Yeah. Hang on. Turn into your little Star Fox.
I'm just going to hold it the rest of the podcast. It's fine.
Okay, yes.
Can you hold it as Star Fox?
Right. Will it appear in Star Fox?
No. Hold on. Let's see.
On,
well, you guys keep talking.
I think Fox is allergic to bread, so.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
hold it up. Hold it up, Star Fox. Hold it up. Hold up.
I'm trying to eat it.
Darn it. Anyways, it's like it feels weird to be rooting for a studio to get purchased, you know, but it's like under Nintendo, I trust them more than any of the big video game corporations to be pretty stable as a working environment. And so it's like it would be interesting if VLN just became the go-to Star Fox studio from here on out, you know, if they did get this big bump up. And the history of that studio, I think,
Did
is
you
also...
get the thumbnail, Ben? Did you get the thumbnail?
Kyle, please, I'm trying to talk about the history
We
of
got
VLN
such
Studios.
dad energy going on here.
Jeez, oh, Pete, kiddos. Anyways, like a couple brothers who founded Vicarious Visions decades ago, and they just, I think, have so much respect from Nintendo for creating so many games. I mean, few studios have made as many games as Vicarious Visions. So like the brothers who founded it, the Bala brothers, are just kicking butt, and so hats off to that team for getting this done. And now, Nick, you want the brand new Star Fox from this team?
Yeah, and to go back to what you were saying, like, what is the sale figures? Like, what is Nintendo looking at as a success for this game? Because whenever a new game comes out on Switch, I look at my friends list, and I probably have like a little over 100 friends, and I look at to see like what everyone's playing, and I don't know how well this is going to sell, because even when the demo came out, I maybe had like half a dozen of my friends download the demo, and now the game's out, I had maybe like one or two of my friends on my friends list playing it. I know it's just day one, but I'm like, I don't know how well this game's gonna sell, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping. Here's a weird, impossible question that might be a layup. Is this now the obvious best Star Fox game of all time?
I mean, it was 64 before this, so this is just 64 again. So I would say yes. Like, this is obviously the best Star Fox game.
What a weird idea.
This is better than Star Fox 64 in a weird way.
Because it is Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
With lovable characters this time around. The look is impeccable.
I don't like the voice acting as much. I don't. First of all, I think Nintendo is weirdly bad at voice performance. I don't know why. They just can't seem to figure it out in general. You know, like even like Tears of the Kingdom voice acting.
Yeah.
Which is like arguably like where they're trying their hardest. I feel like it's pretty rough. But it's like, it's all fine here. But it's like it's so hard not to be like, you know, Star Wolf. He doesn't sound right. Like I've heard him say like, I can't let you do that, Star Fox, so many times that it's like when he says it here and it's like different. It's like no, it's wrong. You know?
Doing exactly.
There's a lot less yelling and screaming in this game, especially when you kill a boss. Like they're just like I'll see you next time, or like goodbye, or like it's like every time you killed a boss in 64, it's like like they scream at the top of their lungs because they're like exploding. Yeah. But in this, it's just like it's pretty like nonchalant.
Whatever. I'll be back in the next one.
Yeah, I think they kind of look like this. They're like,
oh, interesting. Yeah. It cuts out, but you get the idea. That's sweet. Well, there you go. That's a Star Fox. Curious to hear more people's take once they jump into that thing. I'm looking forward to playing through the entire thing, because I don't think I've ever rolled credits in the original Star Fox 64, which is embarrassing. You should take away all gamer cred. Jeffem, let's switch frickin' gears completely. Let's go to GTA land, baby.
Yeah, my 5-year-old's really looking forward to it.
I can't wait. So GTA 6, the pre-orders are available now. And so is that thing of like, everybody is holding their breath for the next trailer to drop for GTA 6. And it's like, is it going to be the pre-order window? It's like, no, you can't make Rockstar do anything they don't want to do. Instead, they get to sit back and say, hey, look, we'll have a couple updates. You can pre-order it now. We'll tell you the price you'll be paying. And then also, it feels like an old-fashioned thing, but I love it where they're just like, here's 60 screenshots. Here's like 60 of the best-looking screenshots you've ever seen from any video game on planet Earth. Enjoy your
very
sickos.
Attractive people.
Yeah, just some hot, sweaty weirdos. Here you go. And like, did you guys have that
Here are
too?
all the things you'll have to pay $20 more to access.
For the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, but did you guys have that as well? Kyle, maybe you still work at a Game Informer where you have more of this in your life, but just the idea of like, I'm just going to slowly click through like 60 screenshots and say, wow, it had like a nice nostalgic vibe to it, you know? Like
it's few games other than like GTA would do that, right? Cause like that's a common, well, actually, no, you're right. It's not a common thing anymore where it's like new screenshots, you know, like maybe some will get thrown on their Steam page here and there, but, yeah, you're right. It is kind of it's very strange to like go to the official website and scroll through it and be like, oh, there's like new stuff here. Crazy, you know?
And it's like the best looking game site you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. But the big thing is that GTA 6 is going to be $80 for retail, and then of course the special collector's edition, which I feel like it's kind of the theme of this episode. It's like it's a lot. I don't know if I expected anything else. It's not exactly shocking, but it is. We're talking Mario Kart World pricing now for GTA 6.
It's a lot. What I didn't expect was that you say this Ultimate Collector's Edition. They put Ultimate on it because they know people will pay for $100.
Yeah.
But it is the kind of stuff that they just took out of the main game.
Yeah.
and it seems pretty upfront about it because it's all like, hey, this is a new car shop that you can go to if you pay the extra $20. These are new tattoos that you can get if you pay $20. That's not ultimate collector's edition stuff. That's like normal video game stuff that they realized they can take out to bump people up to that $100 price tag. It feels like that is just that is what the game is supposed to be, and you can get a inferior version of it for the most that any normal game has cost to begin with.
Yeah.
Is it all cosmetic, the bonus stuff? I had a buddy texting me who was really upset about it. Like, who's, you know, and I was like, I thought it was all cosmetics. I haven't looked at it very closely.
They said that some like some of it is stores that you won't be able to go to, but they're selling cosmetic stuff. It sounded at least like one thing was an extra mission where you will track down like old kind of classic beat 'em up cars and like fix them up. And I don't know what that means. Okay. I don't know if you can just get those cars normally. I don't know. I would assume there are going to be like other garages and they're not actually locking actual like gameplay mechanisms behind the ultimate version. But at the same time, that makes it feel weird too. Like the president of Take-Two was just out not too long ago saying like, hey, our philosophy for Grand Theft Auto is we got to pack so much content into it that we're over delivering what you're getting for the price tag. Yeah. And I can kind of I'm sure can get $80 worth of game out of that. But when you compare that to what they're adding to the $100 version, that doesn't seem like a lot for an extra $20. And it feels like it's coming out of the game. I was surprised to see like the Reddit reactions from crazy GTA fans were even like, "Hey, this totally sucks. Like it feels like you're locking out actual gameplay." People were saying like, "I don't care about cosmetics. It feels weird to have locations that I just won't be able to go into unless I pay the extra money." And then all the physical disc stuff
thing, you know?
Yeah,
I don't think I ever like changed clothes in GTA 5. I think I just was like happy to be wearing whatever they were wearing. But like, yeah, if it's like if I try to walk into a store and it's like, oh, this is part of the DLC, like that. Even if I don't intend to buy anything there, I just don't like reminders that I'm in a sort of a video game. You know,
right?
That is a bummer.
Yeah, and there were all those rumors that I mean, realistically, they could charge $100 for this game and it would still sell.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, 24 million copies. Yeah.
I honestly would have like. Personally speaking, I would have preferred them to just be like, it's a $100 game. There's $100 worth of content in it. We have one SKU. Go buy it and play it. And that would have felt better to me than, well, I'm going to buy an $80 game. Look at all this stuff that isn't going to be in there unless I spend the extra dollars. That in my brain feels like a worse value proposition than just paying the $100 to begin with.
Yeah. And there is the other greedy move. I don't know if you saw this one of like when you digitally pre-order, it's like, hey, we'll give you 1 month of GTA Plus, which is like the GTA Online service. But it's like, but it's going to be on auto renewal. You know, like you have to manually turn that off. So it's like if they are just getting everybody who's digitally pre-ordering, which is a silly idea anyway, also into that GTA Plus program, it's like, okay, that is going to be a huge source of revenue. And then the other
anger after a month.
I mean, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of anger, though, I think there's going to be a weird thing bubbling up for the physical version, which Jeff alluded to, and the idea of like, hey,
in the sense that it's not physical,
right? There's nothing physical going on here, so it's the idea of, hang on, I'm going through screenshots now for the visual version, but of like, hey, you can get the physical version. It'll be on store shelves a week before the game comes out. But the game isn't actually in there. It's not on the disc. It's going to be a download code. And so I do think it's going to be a week of people being confused at large. Like there's so many people who are just going to see GTA 6 on a Walmart shelf, buy it, bring it home, then being like, what? I can't do anything? Like a week from now, I can download it. It's probably going to be hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes. Who knows if it can even fit on some of these Blu-rays? Like it's a weird situation, but they feel like they probably have to do it. Maybe it's a size issue, but then also the idea of like, we don't want leaks. And if there's one physical version out there early, it can leak. I'm not supporting it, but I'm sure that's where they're coming from, right?
I don't know.
Jeffem?
I saw that reasoning too. We do a great job in this industry of like trying to figure out the reason for every shitty like business move that these companies do, other than the basic one, which is it's better for their bottom line.
Right.
And they're going to make more money because you can't give your game to a friend or you can't sell it back to GameStop or whatever.
I mean, there's timeline considerations too. Like maybe this lets them work on the game a lot longer because, like, you know, if they have to print a disc, they have to have that ready way in advance, like more in advance than we expect. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
like Jeff, that's a good point. It's like it's a lot of us speculating on like what were they doing?
You're doing it again. This is a game we've waited forever for. We will wait forever for. There's no like timeline that they have to hit or that they've set. Like they can push it as long as they want. They're not doing a disc because it's just better for them to not have copies out there that they don't have full control over and that you can own. That's what they don't want. That's what all these companies want.
Yeah.
And it's not surprising, but that, like the Star Fox thing, it's another one of those things where it would have been a baller move when physical media is under attack for Rockstar to be like, no, you know what? We appreciate like the history of how video games work. Every one of our games has come out on a disc. Here's the disc. Even if you have to download updates or whatever, like we're sticking with that. That would have been a cool move, but.
Now, are we bearing the lead a little bit again by, saying, oh, there's a bunch of screenshots up. If these screenshots are in the arena of legit, this is the best looking game ever made by a mile. Like, these screenshots are unbelievable looking. And
But I mean, that's not an insane statement to say for a new Rockstar game.
There's
like
still,
right?
There's still a part of me, the fact that it's not launching on PC out of the gate, and that in theory these are from a PS5. It's like, this is absurd. I just have.
I mean, was that not all our reactions? The last trailer came out. That's why everybody's clamoring to see more of this because it looks amazing.
It can still hit me again and again. It's like, is this actually going to look like this? And the world is going to explode when something like this comes out. It's just Rockstar.
Wait, there's no chance that we have a like CD Projekt Red Cyberpunk situation with this, right? Like, there's no chance, right? Or is there a possibility?
I think they would pull it. I think Rockstar has so much sway that like they would feel if this thing is coming in that hot. I think they'd be like, "F it, the world will move for us if we need to bump it another 2 months." At this point, they're looking confident for November, but like it's not worth tearing down the biggest media launch of all time just to get it out the door.
And it's weird that like both them and Sony came out and were like, it looks especially good on PS5.
Yes,
like that's going to be the best version. I feel like if it ran like a dog turd on base PS5, they wouldn't be out there. Sony might.
Well, did you see this? Did you see this saga? It's my favorite little quiet, corporation versus corporation messaging issue where, there was a Sony blog and social media posts from PlayStation where they're like, GTA 6 is PS5 is the best place to play. Looks the best, plays the best.
Did Rockstar come out and
quietly?
I think they did say Pro specifically, right? Just to add a little asterisk. I think they might have said PS5 Pro is the best place.
Let me
look.
I
don't know if that's relevant.
No, learn why it plays best on PS5 is all they said. Plays best on PS5. And then they deleted all of those posts. I think the PlayStation blog post is still up, but it's amazing. The PlayStation's like, just for no reason, we decided to go back and delete all of these posts, but clearly Rockstar's like, hey, doggy, jump. Take that down. We don't want that messaging out right now. Like, it's amazing how powerful they are at this point. They're gonna save the industry, and everyone's gonna have jobs forever once GTA 6 comes out. And all your wildest dreams are gonna come true, and it's gonna be the best looking game of all time, and it's gonna be a touching love story as well. We're all banking so hard on this frickin' love story. It's fun. It's fun to.
I hope it doesn't run at 15 frames per second on my PS5, where I'm going to be playing it. My base PS5.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. But November 19th. Also, just the impact of GTA 6 in particular is like, it's just the smallest little thing. But I was listening to Tom Petty album a couple months ago, just while playing board games or something, and the "Love Is a Long Road" song came on, and when it started in my mind, I was like, Tom Petty. Banger, one of his greatest songs of all time. I'm like, wait, no, it's a good song, but like that song was barely on my radar, if I'm being honest, before GTA 6. And now, after watching that trailer so many times and hearing that song, I'm like, this has got to be Tom Petty at his best. It's like this game has transformed a dead musician in my mind. It's that powerful.
It is a thing that we kind of take for granted that Rockstar is like really good at like picking soundtracks.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's like they're really good at visuals and making these games, and they're really good freaking DJs too. You know?
And that, I mean, you can't underscore how much that adds to the impact that these games have had throughout the last decades. I mean, that was true since Grand Theft Auto 3. Like they're incredibly good at that. A lot of people in chat are saying the posts are back up now.
Oh, really?
They switched them from a PS5 that showed a disc drive to a digital PS5 with the speculation that it's because it's going to be digital.
That
digital
is
releases.
So fascinating.
I don't know.
Of course. Yeah, of course they're like, hey, nope, this is misleading. We got to take it down because it's digital only, download the code. I love that type of weird corporate just nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, all right, sorry. Okay, here we go. I think that's fun as hell.
It's already been a circus. It's going to be exciting times for sure.
Hey, there's no doubt it's going to be exciting times. Almost as exciting as Rhythm Heaven Groove, baby. Now we're talking. The real games are on the horizon. This thing's coming out July 2nd for $40. That's half the cost of GTA. And there's half as much content as GTA 6 as well for Rhythm Heaven Groove. I'm so excited for this. This is coming out July 2nd. There's a demo up now, which is like, as I was playing that demo, I mean, I love this series, and all I could think was like, the world would just be a better place if everyone just at least played this demo. If everyone at least just had, 30 minutes in their lives just to press a button on the beat with some quirky, weird-ass music and weird visuals. That's the charm of Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah. I was very happy to see a demo because it's like this is a game that just like it is like you have to play it to to understand it. Like it's even if you just like watch gameplay footage of it, like you'll get it, you'll understand it, like how it functionally works. But it's like really it's a game that has a feeling more than most, if that makes sense. You feel Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah, the feeling, and then also I was thinking about why I'm so excited about this, and it's like it almost just feels like Nintendo's dropping an album. It's like, just give me like a mountain of weird, good music from Nintendo. And that's almost at the bare minimum, that's what it feels like. You'll just be playing through an awesome, weird, charming as hell Nintendo album. And I am so excited for it. Nick, are you a Rhythm Heaven guy?
So I only played it in college, and it was the one on the Wii, and I had a good time with it. So then when I played the demo last night, I played through the first couple of levels, and I was like, maybe I'll just jump off. And then I got to the remix portion where it combines all of them together. I'm like, oh, this is when it actually hits, because the other levels were super simplistic. And I'm like, I think I want to be doing a little bit more because I love rhythm games. And Rock Band 2 is probably my favorite rhythm game of all time. I love Rock Band Unplugged on the PSP.
Ooh, yeah.
So like when I got through those first couple levels, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And then when you get to the remix one, it just adds them all together. I'm like, oh, this is where it actually makes sense.
Yeah, it is weird with Rhythm Heaven. It's almost like you go through the levels and the stages until you get to the remix stuff at the top of the pillars. And it's like, that's the game. It's kind of like every other stage is almost like training until you get to that point of like, okay, now remix it in the coolest way and surprise me about how you're bringing all these elements together again and trying to remember the quirks of each stage as you go along. But yeah, it's interesting seeing like this team in high definition. It's something about like, you look at like a Star Fox, it's like, oh, it looks so good. Metroid Prime 4 looks so darn good. But something about just like clean, previous kind of pixel, abstract, weird art looking this crisp, it's like it's more impactful in a way of just seeing like these wacky characters look that clean.
It takes a little away from me. It's a little more sterile. Like it's a little flatter, I think. But it's like, I still have a great time with it.
Yeah, it feels so much different just having it look like that and not just having the old GBA or even DS art. But yeah, Kyle, I mean, where's your excitement at for like those early levels and stuff that are in the demo? Are you feeling what this is putting down?
It's like the jumping over the hoop. You guys have to remind me. What all
the one specifically that like, I don't know. maybe I got too cocky because I loved Rhythm Doctor, where it's all about hitting on the 7th beat. But there's like, I think it's the 3rd stage here where it's like the dog and the frisbee, and it's on the 7th beat.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, this is
Yes,
gonna be a
I
piece
do
of
like that
cake
one.
thanks to Rhythm
Yeah.
Doctor. I was like, that was the
Yeah.
only one where I was like restarting. I'm like, I'm not doing that well. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on with me. Maybe I need to recalibrate the TV again, but I gotta restart that one just to make sure I'm getting the most of this whole freaking thing.
Yeah, but I love Rhythm Heaven. I like had a post on Blue Sky of like when I remember like being in my college like library. It was like pre-YouTube, and I downloaded videos of Rhythm Tengoku for Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
because like it wasn't out. I couldn't. This was 2005. I just couldn't play it. There was just no reasonable way to play it. And I remember literally watching the game where you like pull the hair out of the onion,
Yeah.
and like sort of pantomiming it like, oh, this must be what it feels like to play this. Like I was just like, it was a different era where it was just like, I can't experience this. Like I can't. It's impossible. And so like when it came to DS, like I was there immediately. I really liked the Wii one a lot. Like
Yeah.
the Wii one, I have a strange story if you don't mind me telling, where it was like I had just started at Game Informer. I wasn't there very long. People didn't know who I was, and someone was reviewing it, and they were struggling with the
You can say
monkey
Dan
clock.
Reichert. You can say Dan Reichert.
Dan
and Monkey
Reichert was
Clock.
struggling with the monkey
couldn't
clock,
beat the
and like
monkey
he
clock.
couldn't get it. And I think a couple other people came over to his desk and tried it, and they couldn't get it either. And then I popped in there and got it on like my first try, and the review was reassigned to me, and it just made me feel like I got something to prove here, like, and it's like, and I'm a drummer, so like I really love the 3DS one, so I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited to have it on Switch.
Yeah.
It's like it'll just live on my hard drive forever.
That's
like
right.
I'll never delete it.
Yep.
Which is how I feel about the 3DS one too. Like once in a blue moon, I will plug in my 3DS and play some of a Mega Mix, because that one's really comprehensive and has a lot of stuff in it. So like it's a series that I really love, and like Nick's talking about like favorite rhythm games. Like Rhythm Heaven might be mine just because it's so focused on rhythm specifically. Like it's not about making sure you can hit the right buttons like the sort of a menagerie of different buttons, right? It's like the challenge is less like, oh, can you hit blue, orange, green, red, blue, orange, green, red, and like as much as it's just like you have to pay attention to like hitting the beat at the right time. The button press is like insignificant. Like that's simple. You don't have to think about that part of it. You have to think about the musicality of it.
Yeah.
And like I don't think most rhythm games get that, and that's not a criticism. Like that's just like the nature of the genre. But I don't think anyone does that element like better than Rhythm Heaven. So I really adore the series for sure.
Now I can't get that Monkey Clock song stuck in my head. That one was dun 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 dun.
And one and two.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
it just gets baked
Good.
into your skull. Yeah. So this new one, it's got 80 solo rhythm games, and then they're really pushing multiplayer in a bigger way, which is interesting. They have like 30 multiplayer games, which are still just kind of simple little ideas of like
They're all
okay,
local. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that idea. And then eventually you unlock Beat Spell, where it's kind of like they say it's like a little bit of an RPG type thing.
It kind of looks kind of Patapon-y a little bit. I don't know if you guys play a lot of Patapon.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how they're trying to pack a lot more in here to try and make it worth your money to check out. But yeah, I mean, Rhythm Heaven Groove out next week. Check out the demo. Live your life. Feel a little bit. It's freaking sweet. Jeff, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Steam Next Fest or Steam Machines, baby?
I guess why don't we start with the Steam machines?
Let's do it. Yeah, Steam Machine. Pre-orders. Oh, hello, voices. Pre-orders are available now. June 30th is when this whole thing happens. And they have a whole raffle system. Limited quantity. So I guess this is the most fair way you can do it. Is you say, hey, I'm interested in buying this, and then you'll get an email.
Maybe
later on, letting you know if you are lucky enough to be able to purchase one of these and put it under the TV and plug it in.
I
Which
do
I'm
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed because we figured out with the Steam controller, when the Steam controller went on sale, we figured out the cheat code, which was just spam the purchase button repeatedly.
Right.
And that actually got a couple of us
Which
through.
I told you guys about, and it didn't work for me. I did
No.
finally get my Steam controller email last week, so I should have one coming in a day or two.
Oh, really?
Day
Oh, nice.
one, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So we were all holding our breath for the Steam Machine of like, it sounds cool to have like a decently powerful PC. They say it's roughly as powerful as like a PS5. There's different phrasing. Like Valve says it's 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck. I think Verge said it's like 250% more powerful than a Steam Deck. But if you just think of it as like a little bit north of PS5, but not PS5 Pro, that's kind of what we're working with here. And just a compact little unit you put on your TV. We're all holding our breath with, chip prices increasing rapidly thanks to AI and 1,000 other things. For what the price was going to come in at. And it definitely seems like this thing was fluctuating in a big way. They wanted to hit $750. Apparently, they were not able to hit that. And so the cheapest version of the Steam Machine is $1,049. And that does not include the controller, which was enraging people more than anything. I feel like the slap in the face was like, over $1,000, and it does not come with a controller. And again, it's like the whole thing is like, it's just a PC. Like you probably have some controller right now that you can hook up to this thing. It's not like you need the Steam controller. That said, it does sound kind of cool. Like Dan Riker was talking about on the Bombcast, the idea like you can control the volume from the Steam controller. If you like hold down a certain thing, you can like raise the volume on the TV from the controller itself. I was like, that sounds like a nice thing. I don't know, over $1,000 of a nice thing, but that's a fun little idea,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seemed like the version with the Steam controller is not $100 more, right?
Yeah, so the version that has the Steam controller is $1,128. Yeah, so little bit under $100. Yeah.
Do that math real quick. So it seems like even if you do get the controller, it's less than a Steam controller would normally be.
Right.
By itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Buying the system without a controller and a Steam controller would be more expensive than the bundle.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So you're saving money, guys.
It's foolish not to do
What are
it.
you complaining about?
Like honestly, when I saw the price, the thing that I first appreciated was that the only SKU difference is you're getting more hard drive space.
Right.
And they're not doing like a Steam Deck Pro kind of thing, which I'm sure in the future they might, it might be more upgraded hardware. But at least like the main thing that is going to be nice about having a Steam machine versus building your own like comparable thing is this is a target that PC developers can develop specifically for and make sure that their game runs nice on, like they've done for the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And the Steam Deck is great in that regard. I still love how well so many games run just because it's a known hardware configuration.
Yep.
When I saw the actual prices that it's around about $1,000, like I guess I still think of it in terms of PC prices.
Yeah.
And in my mind, a good PC still always costs like $1,500 at least.
Yep.
And so like in my mind, if you're comparing it to consoles, yeah, that sucks. That's twice what a console should cost in my mind if we're delving into the way numbers work in my brain. Like that is a tough pill to swallow, and that has always been true of the Steam Deck as well. I never would have bought a Steam Deck for myself, and that has been eye-opening because I got one, thanks to everybody who subscribes to our Patreon. That has been like my most valued gaming console probably ever. I play so much on it. It's so nice. The Steam machine will be the same way, for a living room experience. And so like price wise, I understand it, but I'm also not paying for it personally. And that helps. Like,
right. It is weird to not be surprised and be like, yeah, okay. But I guess there's that perspective of looking at it from the console angle versus the PC angle, and the idea of like, yeah, I would love to have an easy way to play PC games on my TV upstairs, which I've talked about before, of like, GeForce Now, I think was a good solution. Steam Deck Now with the controller in particular is a pretty good solution at $720, but like, to have those games actually look good, it's like, oh yeah, I'm willing to jump in. So I jumped in for the expensive 2 terabyte one, which is $1,400 here.
And that too, like the price difference between the 500 gigabyte one versus the 200 terabyte one seems like that. Like,
well, it's 1 terabyte. right? Or is it 2?
It's 512 for the base and 2 terabyte for the more
terabytes.
expensive one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
make sure I understand, because I'm sure some people. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then the higher
And-
model
and-
is the one that comes with the 2 faceplates as well. You could swap the faceplates between like a wood look or like a kind of red texture kind of fabric look, which is a cool idea, just to be able to have that be fully customizable.
It's a silly thing. The thing that I like about that is that they just go on with magnets, and so like that
That's
opens
cool.
the door to so much modding, and like people selling third-party faceplates or 3D printing them their own. I'm sure.
I
Like-
pre-ordered that, and it was so overpriced. But that companion cube shell that D-Brand is already selling, like they sort of launched it a couple hours before the Steam
that's
machines went
smart.
live, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to get one. I don't know how much the Steam machine costs yet, but like I'll at least like sign up for this,
Yeah.
By the way, did I make a mistake by signing up for emails for all 4 models and saying like, because I think the one I want is the bigger hard drive, but no controller. But like, I'd rather have something than nothing. Am I screwing myself by like putting in my name in 4 times for?
I wouldn't
You're
think
not.
so.
They said they're different. They're different pools, I think. So you are like adding yours, and if you get into multiple ones, they will automatically give you the highest one that you were eligible for.
But I don't want that one.
Sorry, you're gonna have to
I
get
bought a
that plan.
controller. I didn't know that was gonna be anyway. Okay.
Yeah, but the reviews have been really positive. The idea of like it's exactly what you want. It is the cleanest possible PC experience. Plug it in and go. Your Steam library is right there. And again, having that Steam Deck comparison, I'm with you, Jeff, where it's like I just want something clean and simple, and also it's like a nice FU to Windows. It just feels like anything that's pushing Linux this hard and that runs this well and might move that Linux needle a little bit up and that Windows needle a little bit down on that monopoly. Like I am so excited for that.
Yeah,
Is this thing gonna like fly off shelves? Like again, like before the price.
Yeah.
I'm not a PC gamer. I have a Steam Deck and I love it, but I mostly spend my time like on Switch 2 or on PlayStation. Like,
Yeah.
who is this for outside of like I guess hardcore enthusiasts? Like I assume like hardcore enthusiasts of PCs already have like a better PC than this. Like again, like I'm not in the PC market, so like if you guys can explain it better.
I think it's Kyle. I think it's people like Kyle who are whiny little freaking babies that say like every
every
PC is hard. Yeah.
I was with a buddy.
They
I
want to
was like,
spend their
I
time
don't-
baking banana bread, not putting together a PC.
Ugh,
Yes.
yuck.
I often would joke with you, Ben, that I have a 100% failure rate with PC games, in the sense that like I have never just started a PC game and it's been 100% fine out of the gate. Like there's always something I need, even if it's small, right? Even if it's just like it's heartbreaking every time. But it's like you're right. I am the person who I love video games. I like PC games, but I don't like playing games at my desk.
Yeah.
I don't like upgrading my PC. Opening that thing scares me. I don't like dealing with settings, right? Because that it's like what I'm talking about earlier with like walking into a store in Grand Theft Auto that I haven't paid for. It's going to take me out of the experience. Like that's how I feel about like PC gaming. I just want to start a game and forget that I'm playing a game as quickly as possible. And whenever I play games on PC, I don't get that feeling, like I just don't. I'm engaging with a piece of software and not losing myself in a world.
Yeah.
So I'm the person for a Steam machine who just wants a decent PC connected to my living room TV.
It is funny though.
I think it's going to sell really well. I know some people are like, it's too expensive. No one's going to buy it. People are going to buy it.
It is weird to have that be the refrain of like, this is outrageously expensive. It'll sell.
Which it
immediately.
is. To be clear, I'm not defending that. I wish it was much cheaper.
And the nice thing too, Valve being, relatively open here, the idea of like, hey, go ahead and build your own. Like, SteamOS 3.8, they say you can run the same code and operating system as Steam Machine as your own living room PC, using whatever PC parts you want, and here you go. Like, if you think you can do better pricing-wise, please do, but it's just like the compact simplicity of everything going on with the Steam Machine, where it's like, yeah, I want it. I want that cute little thing. I like the LED strip, and yeah, for a mysterious video, I just spent a long time with Dan Reichert, and he spent most of the time raving about his Steam Machine. He's like, I think I'm going to buy a second one. Like, I'm that excited about this thing. And
his video was interesting too. I watched the Digital Foundry one,
Yeah,
and they were very technical about it, and their comparisons, they were kind of running everything on compared to base. They optimized settings to be basically like a base PS5, and then they compared it to a PS5 and looked at it that way. And then Dan Riker was talking about, he's been like, I've been playing, Cyberpunk on ultra settings the whole time, and it's been great. And it's like, how much of that is Dan not understanding tech as well, it will be I feel like I still don't have a great understanding of hardware power in terms of what it's going to be like, and it's probably going to be a game by game basis. But
I think
yeah,
so.
it comes down to like, I don't know enough to build my own. I could research it. I could probably build something more powerful, maybe a little bit cheaper. If I could build something comparable for $800 by myself that wouldn't look as good, is the extra $300 worth it to just get that mailed to my house and plug it in to my TV? And
it looks cute.
That's
You can change the faceplate.
you can change
and
that
it's as
faceplate.
cute as a button. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Hopefully we win the raffle, and one of us here at MinnMax at least gets that thing, because I'm craving it. But I'm curious what more people think about it once they get it in their house. And then there's also the angle of like, what is Xbox going to do? Where could they possibly go? Like their one Hail Mary they could throw is like, you can maybe play Steam games on the Project Helix. And now the idea of like, okay, they'll announce Project Helix, maybe most likely to be able to play Steam games, but still probably going to be more expensive now than the Steam machine, and so if this thing can stay in stock, like
I feel like Valve bit the bullet and came out first.
Yes.
And even though comparably it's probably more on the base side of, the base consoles versus the pro consoles that we have out there. So it's not like truly next gen, but when the truly next gen stuff gets here, if we're still in the same AI chip squeeze that we are now, like those prices are going to be terrifying, and it's going to suck. And also, frankly, I look forward to being able to play some games that I would have played on console and not having to pay $50 or $70 a year or whatever just to play multiplayer stuff. Like the extra, like I would love to minimize the console ecosystem that I've been slowly getting pushed out of anyway, as I played more indie stuff and played more stuff on my Steam Deck. That's not an insignificant factor when looking at all these prices and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then there was a news dropping today, which is just stop, he's already dead. Xbox, and I was like, just in case anyone was wondering, these Xboxes are now more expensive. And the 1 terabyte model for the Xbox Series X has gone up $150. So it is now $800 for the Series
Stop,
X.
he's already dead is such a perfect
It's just
way to phrase it.
It's absurd. So now, the Xbox Series S, the 512 gigabyte, that went from 400 to 500 for that one, starting August 1st here. And it's like, there's a part of me where it's like, what are you guys doing? Whatever. But I think it's maybe there was a discussion here about like, they know Helix is going to be expensive as hell. No one's buying Series X and S anyway. Why not just raise the prices on those so that when we announce the Helix price, it's less of a sticker shock,
Yeah.
Of like,
There is a
on the
certain
holy
degree of it
day
not
of
being.
GTA 5 or GTA 6 pre-orders. Like,
Right.
they couldn't have done it any other day.
yeah, I'm hearing Series S is the best place to play GTA 6 as well. And so
It
all
is a place to play GTA 6.
we think it'll run on Series S. So yeah,
I mean, but there is a certain degree of it's not Microsoft's fault, it's not Valve's fault. To like at least somewhat, right? It's like not all
Microsoft's fault, but they ain't helping.
No.
And Microsoft has made a lot of their own faults for a lot of other things that like their hardware situation isn't helping them, and
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a pass they get at this point for anything.
Jeff,
sure.
can we talk about the price of some hot indie games as well? Let's keep this number episode rolling, baby. No, you played some Steam Next Fest stuff that you're excited to talk about.
Yeah, it was all free because it's all demos.
Hell yeah, the way
but
gaming
they
should
are.
be.
Oh man, I streamed some last Thursday when I do my normal stream. Great idea, Hanson. That was all you. You said, "Hey, Steam Next Fest is going. You could stream some of those." You gave me some recommendations, which was kind of bullshit. I'll choose what I want to play myself.
Just do this. What did I recommend? I'm trying to remember.
But even after I I stopped streaming, I played a couple more games, and it's just some incredible gems coming out from indie stuff that has been unlike anything that I've ever played. So you want to talk about some of these?
We don't have time, Jeff. Yeah, let's do it. Order of the Sinking Star. I'm curious about. This is the Jonathan Blow game that he's been working on for 1,600 years since The Witness shipped. And I am still confused with this because it was something like, wait, it's just like other people's games that he's incorporating into his own larger structure? Like, I don't understand what this is.
That part's still a little weird. All caveats aside, Jonathan Blow spends too much time on Twitter. He's said pro-mega, anti-vax stuff. I think it sucks. That sucks. He needs to touch grass. I'm not surprised by the guy who used to piss in bottles while he was developing games that he's a little too online. So if that affects whether you want to play this game, totally understand it. Unfortunately, he makes some of the best puzzle games that have ever been made, and this one doesn't seem to be any different. And it's essentially a Sokoban puzzle, Sokoban puzzles, if you know them.
Means.
You push boxes. I'm sure you've played puzzles where you push boxes around.
I have. And this is the thing. I listened to the Bombcast, and Mike Minotti was like, "Oh, this game's awesome. You push boxes." I'm like, "How could you possibly make that interesting in 2026?"
Yes, I don't like those games either. And yet, within 10 minutes of playing the demo, he's already doing stuff that you've never seen in these kind of puzzles. And I honestly, a little more preamble. I shouldn't say he has other puzzle designers. There are a lot of other people working, including it seems like entire other teams that have kind of been incorporated in this. I still don't fully understand that as well. But so there's a lot of other, designers and things like that working on it. But first couple puzzles, you walk through a series of puzzles where you're just pushing around crystals, which are essentially the boxes, trying to get them onto target spaces. You do them again, but this time you're a different character, and this character can only pull boxes. And it's an involuntary thing where if you're standing next to a box or a crystal or whatever, and you move away from it, it follows behind you. And so you solve all those puzzles again in completely different ways because the mechanisms are different. Then you play through it a third time with this wizard character who, if they even look at a box, they switch spots with it, even if it's over a distance. And so you solve this short handful of puzzles, 3 different, completely different ways, using different mechanisms and starting to understand them. It's revelatory every time you do one of these little puzzles. They're short puzzles, probably you'll only spend a minute on them or whatever. But then you start doing them with multiple characters, and you're switching between the characters on the fly, trying to figure it out. I've probably played maybe 30 puzzles within this demo, and there's no filler. That was always the pitch with The Witness, right?
Yeah.
Don't offer the same puzzle that looks exactly, that's doing the same thing. Each one has to build on it. Each of these have built on them in interesting ways already, and the main game apparently has 1,400 puzzles in it, and has 500 hours of content according to him, and it just seems insane. There's an overworld that you're going around, also with a bunch of different mysteries and things like that. It just seems like such a deep dive on this one mechanism that has been around forever. That I can't wait to check it out and play the full thing.
Yeah, it's nice that
Jeff, are the puzzles flexible, or is it like a one size fit all kind of figuring out approach? Like you have to do it this way, but like you said, there's multiple characters, so it seems like there are multiple ways to solve it.
Yeah, I don't like. Sometimes you can tell they're very specific of and even that goes into the puzzle solving where it's there's this little room here with a 3x3 empty spaces, and I can't figure out how to solve it, but I haven't been, and then you realize, oh, okay, I have to bring the box down there and kind of move around this. So sometimes I think they're very specific. Sometimes you do have enough space that you could do it in different ways that really don't change the outcome, but it's not like a Sudoku kind of puzzle where there's only one specific solution. But yeah, it's already just been just the demo, just what I played of the demo has been such a rich, like puzzle solving kind of revelatory kind of thing that I'm looking forward to it no matter what his dumb opinions are on politics.
Yeah, it's
just sucks.
Order of the Sinking Stars, and there's still demos if you want to jump in and try to play any of these games. Yeah, you're talking Demonbluff. You promised none of these are rogue games, and then I said Northern Lion was going nuts about Demonbluff, and you're telling me with a straight face this ain't no rogue game?
Yeah, it's so far what I've played of this demo, even when you lose, you don't start over again. So that's why it has a roguelike tag on the Steam page. But basically, this is basically like Werewolf, the social deduction game, but for one player. And basically each round you're playing, they'll put out a couple different cards and they'll all have characters on the other sides, and each character will give you a certain information. You're looking for, the evil character. That's the one that you're going to kill when you finally decide you want to kill a character that you think is evil. You pick them and then you see what happens. But each one will kind of give you a piece of information and will be like, a certain one will tell you if the two cards next to it are evil or not. And another one will say like, well, this half of the circle has more evil people than this half. But the problem is that all the evil,
it's like a Minesweeper idea. Is that, or am I extrapolating?
It's not like a grid. It's just kind of cards arranged in a circle, and you're clicking on them, you're flipping them over one by one, seeing what role that character is, and then kind of internalizing the information that it's giving you. Funky. The problem is that the evil ones lie to you, and they're hidden as normal characters. And so each piece of information that you're getting, it'll be like, I'm next to one evil character. And you're like, well, it's either that one, or you're lying because you're evil, or the evil card, some evil cards will corrupt ones next to it so that they'll still be good, but they're still lying to you. And it slowly overrounds, it builds on these, it introduces dozens and dozens of different roles. And then you have to kind of look at the pool of what cards are going to be there and try and figure out. I got to the third tier of, probably a dozen or more rounds in. And it just got so hard that it was breaking my brain, and I kept on murdering innocent people. And the nice thing was that it would restart on that same level, so I didn't have to start from scratch. But it's a really interesting way to try and turn deductive games into a single player thing.
Roguelike. Just say roguelike.
Yeah, into a roguelike, I guess. I still don't understand what the roguelike aspect of it, other than each time you do a round, it will draw different characters and that kind of thing. But it's a really cool take on it. And if you don't like roguelikes, this is nothing like any kind of roguelike that you probably don't like. So check it out.
Yeah, we should have talked about this after Rhythm Heaven, but Offbeat is like a music game.
Yeah, cozy looking pixel art graphics.
Yeah,
but you are running your own recording studio. So it starts with your uncle sent you a sequencer, basically, and you have a little cat keyboard. Those are the first two things that you start with, and then you're getting jobs from different companies and things that are like, hey, we need a jingle for our elevator, write me an upbeat piano jingle, and then you go through and you just make music. I felt like such an ass streaming this one because and even later I played on my Steam Deck and I felt guilty because I was playing next to my wife on the couch, and I'm putting these these mewing cat sounds and trying to make a song out of it because you're basically just making little music tracks and learning how to make music while you're playing this. And it doesn't really matter for completing any, it's not judging your music and being like, this is a bad song or whatever. You just complete the mission, you'll get some money, and then you can buy new instruments and stuff, and it kind of starts to flesh out what you have in order to try and make music. But the cool thing is that every time you finish a song, it exports a WAV version of that audio file, an actual audio file, onto your system, and you can keep the songs, and they tell you up front you can do whatever you want with the songs, they belong to you. have fun, and it's just a really interesting way to kind of gamify learning how to make music.
Yeah, I want to try that. Yeah, Offbeat is the name of that game. And then the final recommendation, a normal golf game.
Yeah. This one, last one that I played, it's from, I think his name is Lucas Muscat. He made Jetpack Joyride and I think Fruit Ninja.
What? Like over at Half
Ninja
Brick?
Slice. Yeah, that
Whoa,
guy
weird.
is making a golf game. It's part FMV because you walk around a golf course, but your hands are like recorded actual hands that he green screened out. And then when you play golf, it's, I assume, him just like standing in shorts, and he's the one who takes the swings whenever you do the swing. It goes into this entire interface, and someone recommended me playing it because they said they were getting Baby Steps vibes, because it's the classic take a thing you've done in video games before, but make it really hard with convoluted controls. And so when you do your swing, you're using the left thumbstick. You're using the left triggers to move the club head back and forth, and you're using another thing I can't remember to like choose the angle that you're hitting at, and then on the right thumbstick you're swinging it in a circle to move your guys' hands and thus the club all the way around, and you're trying to hit the ball at the bottom of the screen, and depending if you hit it too high or too low, you're going to either completely miss it or you're going to hit the top of it, which makes it go too low, or if you hit it underneath it, it goes too high. It has wind physics, it has all of these things, and it's basically all just built for that when you do hit a good shot, it feels like the best freaking thing you've ever played in a golf game. And like so far in the demo, you're not actually playing golf. You're like hit a giant bowling pin that's out there, and it explodes when you hit it.
that.
And like go around and find goofy objectives and explore this place. You're basically, it seems like you've been kidnapped and brought to a golf course, and they take all of your money. You earn money from doing objectives. And he's the one giving you all the instructions through like a security camera. So it's like, it's funny, it's super weird, and like the actual, once you like start dialing in how you control it, it feels really good. It's the trifecta of goofy experimental indie game. And I can't wait for the full game to come out. All of these, it's just bangers all over the place. I don't know why you'd ever spend $80 on a video game again, guys.
Nope. Yeah, normal golf game, and those names are in the description too if you want to check those out. But yeah, cool. All right, I wish listed that one for sure. That sounds cool. That sounds almost as cool as Kyle Hilliard, a certain something that keeps this whole thing operational.
Is it Patreon?
That's right, everybody. Patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. You go there, you find a tier that's right for you. You unlock a benefit. You find something that you would like. You could upgrade to the $5 tier, get the early and ad-free version of the MinnMax show every single week, or you can get the $10 tier and get hundreds and hundreds of hours of bonus content with our extended versions of travel logs and beyond. You can vote for New Show Plus and a ton more. So find the tier that's right for you. But special shout out to our friends over at I'm8bit. They want everybody to know about Scott Pilgrim EX. They have the exclusive physical version of this on PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2. We're not talking about some GTA 6 level physical edition. We're talking these discs and cartridges are in the gosh darn boxes. So you can get those thanks to I'm8bit. And you can also get the vinyl soundtrack, the Anamanaguchi soundtrack for Scott Pilgrim EX. So again, you can go to I'm8bit and their wonderful online store. Use the promo code Return of the 6th throughout the month of June for 10% off of everything under $100, not including pre-orders, not including Atlas stuff. But if you're a dorko, and we love you if you are, go to I'm8bit's wonderful online store and use that promo code. Keep them around because their online store is truly wonderful. So shout out to I'm8bit. We appreciate thee. And you should help support I'm8bit because they support the MinnMax community in a huge way each and every week by shipping out a prize to whoever submits the best question over there on Patreon for us to answer. Y'all ready to keep track of all these wonderful questions and give somebody a lucky prize?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nick, first time doing this. Look alive. We need you to really focus and make sure there's no injustices here for who gets the prize.
I'm gonna go with the flow.
Yep, please. Michael Barry writes in. They say, with the recent price announcement and sticker shock for the Steam Machine, I am nostalgic for the old flash sales that Sony had during the PS3 days. I had fond memories of hoarding all kinds of experimental indies during these $1 sales. I bought games I probably would not have, like Telltale's Jurassic Park game. That game's way better than the reception it got. I agree. Do you have any fond memories of really good deals you took advantage of in the past? Sale nostalgia is a weird thing, but I think it's apt.
Yeah, it's funny that it's like talking about like digital storefronts, because I immediately went to like further back, because like I got Ico and Mark of Cree out of a bin at Circuit City for $5 each.
Excellent.
And
yeah.
I was like, these are like, well, maybe not Mark of Cree, but I was like, these are masterpieces. Like, this is crazy that I got Ico for $5, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the ones I think of as like just rooting through like, you know, Best Buy or Circuit City bins, whereas like to a certain degree, it's like they didn't even know what they had in there.
Right. Yeah. I remember being at like just some nowhere grocery store and finding like Irritating Stick on PS1 in one of those bins. I'm like, what the hell? Like, there's a game called Irritating Stick? Yeah. It's weird to keep talking about like PS3 sales and stuff. Like, do you remember the PS Minis? I was always amazed by those of like, oh, there's super cheap little micro games. Like every PlayStation studio should just release PS Minis again. Just that's how the industry is going to be saved, right?
Yeah, those were like pre-App Store games, or like in sort of like at the same time.
I think it was the logic, of trying to compete with App Store level games. Yeah, some of those were kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, where's my heart?
Yeah, actually, go ahead, Jeff.
No, go ahead.
I have two, I guess, nostalgia deals that I dealt with. One, I want to say like 2013 or 2014. There was like a Five Below right by me, and I went in, or my friend went in, and he came back and he's like, "Oh, I got Shadow of the Colossus for like $5." I was like, "Oh, what else do they have?" And he's like, "They got a bunch of other PS2 games." And that's when I was at like my height of collecting PS2. So I still have all those games sealed. I got Shadow of the Colossus, Killzone, a Ratchet and Clank. I think it's one of the ones on PS2. I got like MotorStorm, the PSP one that was eventually ported to PS2. And then like Metroid Other M. I got them all for like $5. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep these sealed because like this is such a good deal. And then when I was a kid, like I want to say 2005, GameStop was having a deal. It was like buy two get one free. So I thought of like pulling a scam on GameStop, and what I did was I got the cheapest games. So I got like a fishing game that was like maybe $2, and I got a sports game that was like maybe $1 or something. And then I grabbed like a DS game that was like $40, and I went up to the cashier and I was like, "Oh, I want to buy these two games. I don't want to get this game for free." And the cashier was like, "That's not how it works." So like, "What are you talking about? I want to buy these two games for free. So I go pay for these games so I get this game for free." And then the cashier was like, "Oh no, it's the most expensive game that we're going to charge you for."
Damn it!
I just remember doing that deal, and I was like, it did not work out for me.
Yeah, you really thought you'd figured something out. Yeah.
I mean, they used to be pretty generous and loose. I feel like when I was in high school, in particular, it was like you had a 2-week return window. Very few questions asked for all GameStop stuff. So many games would be like, well, I'll just buy it from GameStop and then set a reminder like 2 weeks from now, just head back in and return it. I remember it was like I bought the Return to Monkey Island on PS2, which is not a great game, but I had a fine time with it. And then it was like, I remember I went on like a family trip, and so I was missing that 2-week window to return it. And I was just like being tortured. Like, oh, now I actually have to buy the bad Monkey Island game. But I played so many games that way. It was great.
Yeah, I feel like I have realized I'm completely defenseless when Steam does their sales and they will make a game like $2, and it's like, well, I don't care what it is, I'm buying it now. I have bought so many games like that. But the sale that always sticks out in my mind is it's board games. But one year Amazon did their Prime Day sales, but they screwed something up in the back end, and when all the board games went on sale, they were all like 60% off when they were supposed to be like 20% off. And I bought so many freaking games, and so did everyone else on Board Game Geek that realized it within, like that 45-minute window.
Whole shelf behind you, probably.
Go.
Pretty much. And I remember afterwards, I like came out of a fugue state, and I told my wife, like, I just spent like $150 on board games, but I got like $400 worth. It was very impressive.
Cool.
And they haven't. And every Prime Day sale has been disappointing since then because they don't screw up their back end.
Did it didn't get canceled or anything? Because so often,
No,
Wario 64 will share something. It's like, this is a mistake. Jump on it, and I do.
Yeah.
And then like an hour later, it's like, come on, what were you thinking? You thought we would give you the most expensive one for free? What's wrong with you?
Back then, they honored it for some crazy reason.
Also, it makes me think this whole thing. I was trying to remember. Do you remember in 2011 when PSN went down for nearly a month? Yeah, I guess it was 24 days. And then it was it was a weird thrill when they're like, you know what? This sucks. I agree. What, SOCOM 4 got screwed at the launch, but like, if you experienced it, you get a free game. And there's a part of me that was like, this is kind of fun. We're at a little shopping spree. So I went back to look. It's like, you could choose between Wipeout HD, Little Big Planet, Infamous, Dead Nation, or Super Stardust HD in the States. And I remember getting Dead Nation from Housemarque, like Housemarque's zombie game.
I think I did too.
Did you? Yeah. It's like, all right, hey, you know what? This is kind of fun.
I think I might have gotten Super Stardust maybe because I think I had all the other ones.
Super Stardust is so good. The music in that game is freaking incredible.
I think I got Infamous and Wipeout, and I became fans of the series because of the network getting hacked.
That's so weird.
If that didn't happen, I don't think I would be an Infamous fan or a Wipeout fan.
Weird. Caffeine Dad writes in, says, I don't think I'm going to get much mileage out of my Switch 2 this year. I love the console, but aside from Pocopia and Fire Emblem later this year, the Switch 2 feels like it's kind of limping along this year. It's a very play reboots, ports, or backlog sort of year for the system. Do y'all feel the same? Are you all satisfied with your Switch 2 after its first year? It's a good question.
Yeah, I got a smile on my face.
You are?
I think people are.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I kind of feel like sometimes people are like weirdly harsh on the Switch, which is odd to me. It's still my go-to system, especially when like modern games are running as well, like to some degree, right? I mean, I'm not an insane person, but like they run in a way that's like very comfortable for me to play, and I'm very happy with. So like, and also the way Nintendo is doing announcements lately. Like, we don't really know what they're doing until much closer to their release. Yep. So, like, we don't really know what the rest of the year looks like outside of Ocarina, maybe,
It does feel like I agree with the question of the criticism. I'm happy with mine because I think the hardware is good, and we're not going to be able to buy any new hardware for the next couple of years anyway. And like I've said many times, most of my enjoyment out of it has come from playing with my kids, so that's an easy cheat code. But it seems like, people are like, why haven't there been more bangers for Switch 2 in a year? Where when I look at my other consoles, it's like, what has come out for Xbox or PlayStation in the past year either? It's a kind of a weird place that consoles are in already. And in terms of Nintendo offerings, like, I actually have gotten a good amount of play out of it so far.
Yeah, even if every month's not a banger, like Tomodachi Life, you can get some fun out of it. Like I played Yoshi and I thought it was just like okay.
Yeah.
But I'm treating it more as like a continuation from the Switch 1 because I mean we all lived through the Wii U era, so it's like during that time it's like, oh, we might have gotten like one or two exclusives on the Wii U a year, and that was just like, now we're getting one every single month. It's like, oh, I can live with this. And again, like I don't think it's gonna be anything like 2017 where Nintendo was in dire situations where it's like, hey, we need to go guns blazing. It's like, here's Zelda, here's Mario Kart, here's 3D Mario, here's everything else on top of that. It's like, I'm just treating it as an extension of the Switch. So I've been pretty happy with it going into year 2.
I kind of have a medium impression, but then you're totally right. When I think about just the cadence of releases, Nintendo published games versus any other, of the big three at this point, it's like it's a slam dunk that Nintendo is just so much more consistent. Like within the first year and a half of the new console, to have all this stuff. I mean, if it was just like Ocarina remake alone and a new Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then like Pocopia is such a juggernaut, the fact that they're going to have the exclusive From Software game, like I think they are quietly doing well. Maybe we should be less quiet. I mean, Splatoon Raiders, Yoshi, just looking through all this stuff. Like they are cranking out a lot at a pretty consistent clip.
Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah. I mean, even our dear friend Kirby Air Riders, which of course we all play regularly, So I think it's like, you got to give it up a little bit and be like, okay, solid work here so far. Even if it's not the most exciting, it just kind of feels like, it's more Switch, but at the same
consistent,
time. Yeah.
And the developers of all those games haven't been shit canned afterwards.
That's kind of, it seems like
yeah.
something worth noting. Yeah. And Rhythm Heaven coming out very soon. And Star Fox, I guess. Aging Poorly writes in, and they say, this show has, a few separate times, discussed, I should say, lamented or joked about long periods between mainline entries in GTA, Elder Scrolls, even Zelda. Why does 3D Mario get a pass? October 27th will mark 9 years since Mario Odyssey. Given that most kids don't really follow video game news or anticipate new releases until age 9 or 10, that means there are college students who have never anticipated an upcoming 3D Mario game. Is Bowser's Fury nothing to you?
I love Bowser's Fury.
It's a cool little
I have
thing.
a blast with it. I think the difference is that Mario's everywhere. Mario's on the big screen. Mario's in Mario Kart. Like, he's got other activities and things to do. Where it's like GTA, it's really what? GTA Online and GTA 5, and that's about it.
Yeah, right. You can get your fill other places. There's re-releases of Mario Wonder. Like, there's technically things happening in the Mario universe.
And Bonanza, like, though it did not reach the heights of an Odyssey or like a sort of mainline 3D Mario. It sort of filled that gap for me. Like, I got the same enjoyment out of a 3D Mario out of Bonanza,
Right.
to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So they're
but
asking.
yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, it's like they do. It is funny that we don't really acknowledge that as much. That it's like mainline 3D Mario's are few and far between.
Yeah, and they
I mean,
say
we're getting more mainline Zeldas at this point, haven't we?
it's
Really?
weird. Yeah. I mean, Aging Poorly says, does this not sum up the major problem with AAA gaming space? I would agree more if it wasn't for Bonanza's release, and that taking some of that team at least. But they say, what's the ideal amount of time between 3D Mario games? 4 years.
I mean, I guess growing up, what was 64 to Sunshine was that 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, 5.
And then Sunshine to Galaxy,
6
I think that's a
years.
little longer of a gap. And then Galaxy to Galaxy 2 is pretty quick.
3 years.
Like maybe 3 or 4. Yeah.
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 I mean,
Uncharacteristically.
Like maybe I'm weird about this, but if you take the quality, like if you assume that the quality is not going to be bad, I would play a new one every year. I feel like I wouldn't get the kind of fatigue that I get from an Assassin's Creed or basically any other system. That's one that I'll take as many of those as you can put out as long as they're still good when they come out.
Yeah. But if you wanted to stay consistent, they need the time to cook to come up with some wild new ideas.
Of course. And the answer, so the real answer is take as much time as you need to make a good one, but
not 9 years.
I mean, I don't know. Do you guys care really? I mean, like maybe it's age, but it's like you could, like, I'd rather have a great Mario game every 20 years. Like, I will wait for Mario. I don't really care. I have so much stuff to play.
Yeah.
I am not like twiddling my
20
thumbs like, without
years!
video games. Yeah, why not? Like,
Why not?
Like, it's
because of death, Kyle. Because of sweet death.
because I'd like to play more than 2 more Mario games in my lifetime.
fair. But like, what was the gap between like Star Wars Episode 3 and 7? Like, what is that time period?
So that would have
What,
been
3 was 2005 and
Yes, so
7 was 2014, I think.
It's 2015.
So-
isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like 10 years.
10
something
years.
Like that, right? I have totally like Star Wars has totally left me behind at this point, right? It's something that was like very important to me as a kid, and like going to see Force Awakens in theater, and when those horns blasted and like started, I was like, this is something special. I don't mind waiting for this kind of thing. I would rather wait and it be special because similarly, it's like there's good movies to watch. I'm not like hurting for this stuff. So like I just in the sense it's like it makes it more special like when it takes so long. And like, we're all getting to an age where we don't really mind waiting for things. Time's moving too fast.
Eventually
as it is,
we're going to start minding again. We're kind of in the sweet spot for waiting right now, but eventually it's going to be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jeffum's over there in the theaters when the opening title track to Solo comes in and he's high-fiving left and right saying, give me this. I want a Solo cadence of Star Wars, baby.
It's
More
just
of
odd
that
to me.
crap.
Like I did not see Mandalorian and Grogu or whatever. And it was just I had the thought of like it's weird that like if I had told my childhood self that's like there's gonna be a new Star Wars movie in a theater,
Right.
and you're not gonna care at all. It's like gonna be like nothing to you. It's like oh wow, all right.
You're going to regret your words and deeds, man. Once culture shifts and everybody's saying it's the best Star Wars movie
When
of
I
all
finally
time.
watch Mandalorian Grogu for free with ads on the Roku channel,
God.
I'm gonna be...
That movie is so boring. I am praying for like some cultural reckoning for it. And everyone be like, no, actually, we were wrong. We didn't appreciate Mandalorian and Grogu and but I just don't think there's a universe that's going to happen. Vin writes in and says, hey, MinnMax crew, I loved last week's episode with Jason and the large Xbox discussion. Thank you. Such a great chat. Thank you. Normally I trim out these platitudes, but thank you. Got me thinking, what would the industry look like if Xbox decided to bow out from gaming? What impact would it have on the industry?
So just like bow out from gaming altogether?
If Microsoft just like, Xbox, never mind. Goodbye. We'll be over here with Azure. Goodbye.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could be something like when Sega stopped making hardware, except they continued making games. So I don't know what it would... It is nice that Sony has competition that's kind of on par with what they're doing. Yes. Because a world in which there's just PlayStation and Nintendo is a world in which there's really just PlayStation trying to push, like what quote unquote modern or next gen gaming is. And that's not a good ecosystem for anybody. I'm glad that there's another company out there that they can at least theoretically compete with, even though it's not been much of a competition the past couple of years. Yeah, like the bigger concern would be like the antimatter implosion that would happen when half of the industry's studios all of a sudden disappear or have to try and figure out how to buy themselves back or whatever that weird situation would happen.
Like would Sony buy Activision Blizzard? Would they try?
I think it would be like Saudi Arabia would buy every studio and Microsoft would hang on to Minecraft and Call of Duty and not call it Xbox anymore.
Maybe Halo, but probably not even Halo, right?
I think they gotta go. Yeah, as bizarre as that seems. Maybe it'd be PlayStation and Valve, Steam Machine versus PS6. PS6 is probably going to be about the same price as Steam Machine, right? And so it's like
probably
they're not publishing as many games as Sony, but weird stuff. Brian Martinez writes in, and I think this is a sweet story. Let me tell you a tale about Brian's life. Brian says, I just finished a 150-hour playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 with my cousins. We played weekly for about a year and 4 months. Neither of them had really played games since the PS2 era, but they kept hearing about Baldur's Gate 3 and they wanted to give it a shot. Next, we're going to be playing Sea of Thieves. That's awesome. Or like pick up and play, put it down. But like, doesn't that sound awesome? It's like, my cousins, they kind of fell out of gaming. And then like 150-hour playthrough of a huge RPG. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It's a lot.
Brian, write in next week. Tell us if that was like gaming highlight of your life. I think that would be up there for me. That sounds so freaking fun. If everyone's like super invested and you're just talking to your cousins all the time about the plot of Baldur's Gate 3. That sounds fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have so many stories to tell at like family reunions and stuff. It's just like, oh, remember we did this? It's like other people are gonna hear you talking about it. Like, where'd you guys do that? It was like, oh, it was in a video game. And then people will be like, I didn't know you played video games. Like,
remember when Brian made love to that bear and we all watched? That was cool.
It's weird to be like, I don't really play video games, except I played Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
which is like a game that's too complicated even for me.
Right. Yep. Not for me. I'm really cool and smart. Maple Violet, they write in to say, recently it was announced that the studio who made Mio Memories in Orbit was shut down. It made me think, did anyone benefit from the success of Hollow Knight and Silksong other than Team Cherry? Is there a real concept of an indie community, or are there just hundreds of disparate studios? Interesting question. So you're assuming Maple Violet, there's like anything in that Metroidvania indie category would get a boost because of Hollow Knight and its sales.
I would like to think, and this is like reasonably like impossible to track, that like there is a person who heard about this Hollow Knight game and bought it and enjoyed it, and it opened their eyes to smaller games in general. Like maybe they were a person that bought Call of Duty every year and, maybe like one other game, but spending $20 on Hollow Knight and having a good time with it, like they're like, I should find more of these.
Yeah.
Not necessarily this genre. I'm not even looking for like dark Metroidvania, but just like, and I'm imagining this person, right? And I don't know if they exist, but I'd like to think that there was a person who is like, are there more like really great games that are like $10 to $20 that I'm just like not seeing or trying, That's what I would hope. You know?
And maybe just a simple act of like, maybe they had to update their credit card info in the store, you know, and they maybe had a little extra money to burn there. Like just that idea might just engage them more with the idea of buying digital games, even if not like smaller indie games, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about that they chose to benefit the industry by only charging $20 for it when they could have reasonably charged more if they wanted.
$100 Ultimate Edition, certain shops only in the game.
Yeah,
That and Mina and Cuphead, it just drives me crazy that they're $20. It's like I'll take it, but I can't believe those games are that cheap.
Yeah, for sure.
It sets unfortunate expectations for other indie. I guess I read this question as indie community as in like an indie dev community that
I think so.
Works together. And we're obviously not developers, so I don't know, but I feel like there are good vibes and there are people sharing other games. Like if you're an indie developer and you see other indie games that are made, by small teams, that there's like reaching out happening there and sharing of at least, to your community and to other people. I guess that's always the impression that I've gotten from it. And it seems like when there are kind of indie focused showcases, that certainly seems like the kind of overall vibe from it. I'm sure there's some level of camaraderie there.
I think so too. Yeah.
I'm working with Thorium on Undermine 2. Like we were certainly reaching out to like other devs and having discussions about timelines, and they shared an office space with the I can't remember the climbing game that was huge. The Peak, and like another Crab's Treasure. Like they shared a space and they were like communicative with them a lot, and like so they were always talking about like ideas and plans for like how do we market this, how do we sell this thing, and also like game ideas and stuff. Like I certainly saw it from Thorium, which was nice. It was like nice to see that. So I'm sure it exists everywhere, I would hope.
Ranagogo says, what is the most popular TV show you watch that you've never met another enjoyer of? My wife got us started on BritBox shows, and we've been watching Death in Paradise. Being in the States, we've never heard of it before, but apparently it's big. It has 15 seasons and 2 spin-off shows. Fun show. Turns out those British people know how to make good TV. You can't generalize like that. Shows you like that it feels like no one else likes, but are popular. You guys got
That's
something?
a tricky one.
I know, it's weird, right?
Did I thumb this one? I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah, you did. Oh yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah,
No,
you did too.
I must have had an example at the time, but now I don't. I can't.
You guys
I
are
think I
locked
lost
in.
it.
One for me, and I feel like I was only burned once by like being in a group and everyone's talking about TV, and I tried to go on a limb and I'm like, well, everyone in the world must be watching America's Sweethearts, right? The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders documentary series, which is incredible. And everyone in the group's like, why? No, Dallas Cowboys documentaries. But man, it's like they're really great documentaries. It's like the same production team as like Last Chance U, if you're watching those sports docs, and then Cheer, which is like incredible, but season 2 sent me into a depressing spiral. But now it's season 3 of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And it's not like a pervy thing. I like the documentaries, right? But it's like, I have a tough time watching it before bed because I get so emotionally invested. And like, especially in the early episodes where it's like they're trying out for the team. It's like there's only six slots. Dayton's trying out for like the 14th time and they keep cutting her. She's not good enough, but she won't accept it. Like, it just kicks me in the gut, but it freaking rules.
There's
you have to get out of bed and go bake banana bread, right?
I absolutely do. I gotta cool off.
Yeah. I forget what it's called on Netflix, but there's the documentary that follows the creation of the group Cat's Eye.
Oh, right,
and
right.
Which is like really fascinating and interesting. And Cat's Eye I now see all the time, and they're very popular. But I don't know that I've talked to people. Like even Haley has brought up Cat's Eye on the podcast, but I don't think she's watched the documentary about their creation, which was like, it was a group that people auditioned for and went through this like months long process of like, it's like, so yeah, maybe that's one kind of, it's a good documentary. You'd like it, Ben, considering the stuff you're talking about.
I know you've plugged it before. I know. You
I
guys
don't
don't
really
have
like Cat's Eye the band though. I don't really like their music.
Well, no, of course nobody's interested in that. Yeah. All right. Tess writes in, "What's the best opening theme song?"
To a TV show or a game?
I was thinking TV show, but you got another example?
That's what I think it is.
Oh, I mean, I would pick like Super Smash Bros. Melee's opening theme. I love that so
Interesting.
much.
Okay, yeah. You go Melee. I mean, I think I'd go Brawl if we're going Smash themes. Like having that chorus jump in is just freaking ridiculous.
And then Smash Ultimates, I can't stand anymore. Like when they added the vocal track.
World of Light
I'm
nonsense.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah, just the way the
yeah.
TV is interesting.
Is Rhythm Heaven Fever? That's the Wii one, right? Fever?
Yeah.
That one has a really great explosive like ba ba da 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 da, like that really like sets this like, oh, this is what I'm getting into here.
Right.
But
right.
for TV shows, there was a Disney animated show. Like speaking of shows that I think are popular, but I've never really met anyone who is into it. There's a show called Star versus the Forces of Evil, which is like this great animated Disney show that truly like has like, to me, like I remember watching it with my daughter when she was young and being like, this intro theme song is like the second coming of Ninja Turtles opening theme song. Like this is so good. Like I really adore the opening theme and opening intro sort of cinematic of Star versus the Forces of Evil. I think it's really amazing. And the show's good too.
That's nice. Yeah, it's fun. It's like, A-Team chat sang. A-Team came to mind for just a song that'll get stuck in my head and have like the big intro, like, call the A-Team.
They also said Cheers, which is probably the correct answer.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think of like, what are the intros that I don't skip?
Yeah.
When they come on, even after dozens of episodes, I think you gotta give it up for Game of Thrones to some extent. Still, I know we all like have disavowed it after the ending or whatever. Good song, Silo. There's nothing like special about it. Or, it's not like a catchy thing that you would go around humming to yourself. But in terms of like atmospheric setting the mood, that is one that I will never skip. Yeah. And the 30 seconds of it.
On that note, Jeff, I don't know if you guys are all Lost fans, but the Lost sting is so simple. You can't even skip it. I think like I don't know if you watch it on streaming, but it's like so fast that it's like I don't think you would even skip it. But it's just like, we're going to play a really fast, just creepy noise that's going to like get you ready to be confused. So, and I think it's Giacchino. I think it's Michael Giacchino just did this like one, just like, and it's like, it gets you ready, man. It gets you going.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that's a good point where you don't skip it because it's just memorable or that enjoyable to listen to. I'll put like Cowboy Bebop up there.
Of
like,
course. That's
yes.
probably honestly the correct answer. Of course.
And ending
Not
song
Cheers.
as well for that one.
Yep.
Cheers versus Tank.
Screw Cheers.
Come on. Speaking of screw that, Michael Christoffel says, "What's the panel's thoughts on Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day? Has anyone gotten a chance to see it yet?" Yeah, Kyle and I saw it together. What'd you say, Nick?
Is that a movie?
Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day? It's the movie, baby.
I think I saw like a short from IGN where they're talking about the car thing. Like, I'm not a movie guy, so.
Wow.
But yeah,
You're
I
an
don't think I've seen
editor.
a trailer for this. I don't watch that movie.
I thought all
I saw
editors
two
were movie guys.
I saw 2 movies this year. I saw Toy Story last night, and I saw the Mario movie, and that's it.
Okay, a certain flavor.
For a Steven Spielberg alien movie, it is very easy to not have heard that much about Disclosure Day.
Really? It's doing well
I-
box office wise. Like, I think it's making an impact.
But I mean, they don't. Are you getting at the fact, Jeff, that they really didn't share any details? Like the trailers didn't betray anything about it. Like, is that what you mean, or like you just didn't even notice?
I mean,
it at all?
I haven't even seen a trailer, and
Whoa.
like that's not a huge metric because I don't go out of my way to see a lot of trailers, but it's like the age of cinema that we live in, where it's like you kind of have to be looking for that stuff in order to see it, or like maybe it's on mainstream TV commercials or something, but I don't have much exposure to
That's
that.
fair, because
Interesting.
you're right, because like
Yeah.
I obsessively watch trailers.
Yeah, same
Like
here.
I watch trailers all the time. It's like my favorite. I don't use TikTok or anything like that. My short form video is watching new movie trailers, even for movies I have no intention of watching. I just want to know what's going on. So I'm not getting commercials on TV or anything.
Yeah,
or
Kyle and I have
ads on
rewatched the Tom Cruise trailer for The Digger several times.
Yes.
Trying to understand that.
I mean,
angle.
have you seen the trailer for the next Leica movie? That trailer
Oh, yeah.
makes me cry, and it's like a 2.5 minute like video.
Anyway, so Gooseberry writes it. No. Disclosure. Yeah, we saw it together. Kyle was warmer on it than I was. Kyle was given a solid Game Informer 725.
That's right. That's a
was
good
the vibe.
I will say, Ben, because we've been texting about it a lot continuously.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting warmer and warmer on it the further I get away from it. And I think I'm not going to go to a theater again, but like when it comes out, like streaming, I think I'm going to buy it and watch it again.
Wow.
Like I think I like it, but I'm not like it's a walk, don't run to the theater kind of suggestion.
I'm being torn apart. It's like my mind is being torn in half here because it's like I watched it and I was like, this is dopey. I think this script sucks. There's parts I like, and then as I sat with it, like I kept talking to you and Tim Turry about it, and I was like, the more I talk about it, the more I kind of like it. And as I was explaining scenes that happened in it to other people, is that classic thing of like, I'm getting excited talking about this alien technology and the power of empathy. And I was like, maybe I like this more than I thought. And then I listened to, Big Picture or Blank Check, and they're just talking about how amazing it is. And then I'm like, then I get angry. I'm like, God, it's not that good. Let's go down a little. Like, it is a dopey movie. And then what I have to check myself with is like,
saccharin. Yeah.
Right. And it's like Spielberg, my favorite, the greatest of all time. If that old boomer wants to get dopey and just be like, this is what I think about humanity, let's have a conversation about empathy, like, you can give it up for that. You can be like, yeah, sure. Yeah. So it was dopey a couple times with the dialogue.
And also he's
Who
like,
cares?
I'm going to move the camera a lot, and I'm actually going to be thoughtful about shots. It's not just going to be a lot of reverse shots of characters talking to each other. And it's like,
certainly, yes.
You have to give it up for that, of just like, there's actually a director made this movie? What a great thing to have in the year 2026.
I will say, I get angry I have a lot of thoughts on Disclosure Day, apparently. But I get angry thinking about, like, just hearing how much people are like, oh, that train scene, greatest action scene I've seen in a long time. That train scene, I was like, it was just like CG meh. Like, it did not have an impact like on me at all. And then I just rewatched Last Crusade on Sunday for Father's Day, of course.
I wonder what you're gonna. Can I guess what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk about the wheel on the boat, the spinning?
Where the boat is being chopped up? I could talk about that. I could talk about the face on the tank treads, but specifically just trains. I was thinking the Spielberg and trains. Obviously, it's a recurring motif. There is a shot in the opening where it's young Indiana Jones, and it's just a wide shot, and it's him running along the train and the different animal cars, and he like jumps and kind of rolls, and it kind of looks like he might fall off that train. And I was thinking of like, I felt 100 times the tension from that one shot in Last Crusade and the train, because it looks like he's actually on a freaking train that's interesting to look at.
Back when they used to do stuff.
I don't want to be that guy, but
Truly,
but it's like it's compared to like, oh, I guess Emily Blunt stood on a green screen for a while. Like, I don't care. Like,
I agree with you. Yeah, like the thing that I insist from modern filmmakers is like, just scale back the action sequences. Like, just write it in a way where you can film it. Like, it's going to be better. It doesn't have to be like a car getting dragged by a train for like a mile. Like, just make it smaller so that you can shoot it without the need to like make excessive computer generated imagery, and like it will be more impactful and intense. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just flip a car over a couple times. Just film it.
Right.
Like them driving off the cliff in Disclosure Day was a more like intense, like a more exciting scene because they just drove a car off a cliff.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
Michelle Yeoh landing a motorcycle on the top of a train, and then show the outtakes afterwards during the credits, and you've got the best movie ever made for 40 years.
Right.
Yeah. Put actors' lives in dangers. That is all we ask. Please.
Yeah. Okay. Very cryptic discussion about the very end of Disclosure Day, because I just got into a tense argument with Leo about it. Was your read at the very ending of Disclosure Day, Kyle, that it was cut off, or that was the full sentiment?
Cut off.
Oh.
There was...
Okay.
She had more to say.
Okay. I took it as the full sentiment, but okay, that's interesting. Anyways,
are me and Leo on the same team?
Yeah, congratulations, your team, Leo.
Go talk to Leo.
Always want to be on Leo's team.
Oh, come on, I'm cool too, guys. Gooseberry writes in, they say, if alcohol was introduced in the year 2026 for the first time, how would society react? Let's just say if there was a disclosure day where on every news feed they said a new substance was invented, it's called alcohol, what would happen to planet Earth?
I think there's one or two ways, right? Like either everyone goes so chaotic that the world kind of ends, or we just kind of like trickle it in, or just bring it in like slowly, I guess.
You think
I
all
don't
of
know if
humanity
that's-
would be chill and cool about slowly incorporating alcohol? I think genuinely millions dead. I mean, I guess probably millions die from alcohol every day anyway or something. There's probably some stat like that, but
I feel like we would just call it a drug,
Yeah.
and we would regulate it in the way that we
Interesting.
regulate drugs.
yeah, you're right. Of course. Yeah.
I think it would be like optimistically, like the way because marijuana is becoming legalized across the United States in sort of waves, right? And now it's become like a thing that people partake in, sort of, at least from my perspective, like quietly on their own time at night. You know, it's like, and I feel like alcohol would be this thing. There would be this really dedicated fan base that loved it, but they would be like, it would be like their sort of secret thing that they do.
You just drink it by
You know?
yourself before you go to bed.
I think the secret
Yeah,
fan base
I mean,
would say
probably.
college students, the quiet,
But I don't
insular
think it would
community.
be I don't think it would be a thing where we would be like, oh my God, we found this miracle substance that makes us happy. You
Oh,
know,
I
like we
absolutely think it would. But I don't
Yeah.
want to argue too much for it without sounding like I need it more than I do.
Yeah.
Daniel Slauson.
I mean, they just invented meth not that long ago, right?
Yeah. I ain't tried that.
And we just said, no, this is dangerous. It's illegal.
Right. You're right. I do think it would be like there'd be some riots in some streets and people would be like, are you out of your minds? Like, of course this should be regulated to high heaven. Yeah. Daniel Slauson writes in, says, hey all, I've noticed as I've grown older and as a parent, the way I consume media has changed. No longer do I feel compelled to have a spicy intellectual criticism, and instead I feel a freedom to just have fun and more often see the good things just in media, the real world, Startley Eft. Okay, we got it. I still feel sometimes that games criticism is so eager to find something wrong that they miss the opportunity to just see the good. Look at all the negativity from the few seconds of the Ocarina of Time remake. What do the other cohorts think? Have any of you experienced something similar to me, or are you the opposite? Any games stand out as something where you just let yourself love them and let any criticisms just wash over you?
I think the best thing is what I do is like if I'm excited for a game, like maybe I won't like consume too much coverage of it because I just don't want it to be like overshadowed, or I just don't want outside voices telling me not to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to. It's like easier said than done because like when Star Fox, leading up to Star Fox, I was just consuming everything I could with it. Even like people outside of like I was just typing in Star Fox on YouTube and I would just watch random people talk about it because I was that excited.
Wow.
But like something like I played recently was Mina the Hollower, and I didn't consume anything of that really. Like I think the only thing I consumed was from you guys, Kyle. You guys did the documentary. I watched that whole one.
Oh.
Which was awesome.
Oh, the Game Informer one.
Yeah, the Game Informer one. I watched that whole thing. I was like, I think I watched it during my time of playing the game, and I didn't realize that it was like an older video.
Oh, funny.
Because I'm like, yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, like it still seems like they're making it, and then I was like, oh wow, this video is much older. But yeah, like outside of that, go ahead.
That video is really great. Alex Van Aken made that a while ago, and it actually did get a boost because you're not alone. Like it was like we released it a while ago, and we're really Alex released it a while ago, and he was really proud of it. I'm proud of the work he did on it.
Yeah.
But it didn't get like a huge traffic boost or anything, despite being really well done. And once the game came out, and everyone was kind of like, "Oh, this is a really great game," people found it, which was cool. And it's like I'm glad they did. But yeah.
But yeah, going off the question, yeah, like for Mina, like I didn't really consume anything leading up to it. Like I might have saw a trailer or two, and that was about it. And I wasn't in any circles where people were really like talking it or bashing it. I don't know if that's out there, but I think that's generally kind of like the way to go. Like especially off of the question, like the older I get, it's like the less I want to hear people like ramble. I guess be so negative about a game because all I want to do is play it. Like I at the end of the day, like I want to be the number one critic for the game. Like I just want to make sure I either enjoy it or I don't. And if I don't, I'll move on to the next game.
Yeah. And you were saying Mina is like one of your favorites of the year so far?
Oh yeah, I think it's in my top 3 right now. Like I loved it so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I kind of see where Daniel's coming from. Oh, please go ahead.
No, please.
No, I kind of see where Daniel's coming from, and like it's kind of a different twist on the question, but just thinking about that idea of like, okay, when are we too focused on, being nitpicky and critical and kind of missing the big picture? And I've been thinking about it a little bit with Saros, Kyle. That's the idea of like, it seems like the conclusion on Saros is like, cool, it's no Returnal, moving on, you know? And it's like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like we just need another round of like, awesome that Housemarque got to make one of the best feeling games ever and its new IP and they got that big of a budget and like by and large mission accomplished for a big weird abstract sci-fi game, you know?
Yeah.
It's just weird how it's just kind of like, yeah, but you can kind of nitpick it and then we're done.
Yeah, to plug the Game Informer Show podcast this week, we had comedian Patrick Sussmilch on with us, who is
Okay.
like a big gamer, but kind of like, you know, doesn't pay as close attention. And he was like, I've been playing Saros and it's like amazing. And I feel like I haven't heard people talk about it. And I'm like, it did sort of like come and go, even though I really love it. And like I'd said, it's certainly in my top 3 of the year, but yeah, I don't know. It's like something about it. Its comparisons to Returnal almost hurt it, I think,
right.
you know, despite being very good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the trouble with new IP. Everybody's got to compare it to something. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Jeff, you had some?
Yeah, I was gonna say meth was made in 1885. So it's...
And people should stop
But we all
criticizing
know it
it.
from Breaking Bad. That's when
Right.
meth started really kicking off.
Right. Yeah, chat says toxic positivity is way worse. I hear it's an issue. I don't know if it's way worse than just constant negativity on the internet, but I hear you.
I'm with you, Hanson. But there is something to it where I worry. Like, it's easy for everybody to be cynical about something and to be the one person who's like, actually, I'm having a great time with this. Whatever. Every time I watch like a cozy, a cozy showcase where everybody is so happy.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is the greatest thing ever. I think it is much worse to be a person in that kind of community thinking like, actually, I'm not that happy right now and things kind of suck. And like to be the outlier in that, I think there is something toxic to it. And to kind of feel like you have to be happy too, happy like everybody else. There's a real thing going on there that I think is not the healthiest either.
Do you feel like that on MinnMax content sometimes?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Well, great.
No, because I'll always say when I think something sucks. So
Okay,
it's
good.
fine.
He can bring his voice to this.
Yeah, you can tear meth down finally. Bring down big meth.
Yeah.
What do y'all like for question of the week? There's the deals you're nostalgic about, Switch 2 kind of report card, Mario 3D games, Disclosure Day, of course.
I like a Switch 2, and I like the Mario discussion because it is something. Yeah, I don't really think about in terms of like, oh gosh, it's been forever since a GTA, but I don't think like, oh gosh, it's been forever for 3D Mario, and it's interesting to analyze like why. At least I feel like I have that disconnect. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I like Mario. He's my friend.
Nick, it's your final call, man.
I'm gonna be biased. The Mario one I really liked. I like the alcohol one too, but again, I love Nintendo so much, and I never think about it that often with, especially Mario not getting releases. But like I said, I think it's mostly because he gets spin-offs so often, so he's always on our mind.
He'll never leave. But there you go, Aging Poorly. Congratulations, you just won the grand prize from I'm 8-Bit. They will ship out the vinyl. I don't even know if I said it. The vinyl for the Cuphead show. Thanks to I Am 8-Bit. Now it's time for a segment we call Get a Load of This. By the way, it's not a competition, and I really like Game Informer's Mina documentary, but it was funny, Nick, when you're like, the only coverage I watched of Mina was yours with Kyle. And so I was like, oh, the Kyle Bossman Rapid Fire from Mina the Hauler?
I forgot about that.
And I was like, oh, no, I guess not.
Let me rephrase it. The only one I watched while I was playing or after
No,
the fact was that.
you're not.
That one. I was on. I watched it with you guys.
It's just funny. The setup was like exactly the same. It was like, oh, funny. Let's see. Hey, get a load of this. There's a long form interview that I don't feel like I hear that much of with an editor, John Ottman, who's done a bunch of stuff with Bryan Singer. But it's a podcast interview here, and it's on YouTube if you want there. John Ottman talks Bohemian Rhapsody, Michael, X-Men, and Superman Returns. But in particular, just him talking about like editing the X-Men movies and just how some of them were obviously disasters and messes. And he has just fun little stories like with X-Men 2. He said like the head of the studio was at a screening and he's like, this sucks. We need to completely rework this. This movie is not good. It doesn't make any sense. And they're all like, we like where it is. And he's like, it doesn't make any sense. Look, I brought my 9-year-old daughter. She can't make sense of what's going on in X-Men 2. And then the editor says that the daughter then talked for like 10 minutes and perfectly explained the entire plot of X-Men 2. And they're like, okay, I guess we won't touch it now. That little girl saved that cut of that movie. Yeah.
God, that happens probably so much more than we realize, of like art being saved because some executive's child, like
right.
like speaks up, is like, I like this thing, and they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna direct my whole company at it then.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Does George Lucas have kids?
He does.
He might have been better off having someone in during episode 1.
Dude, to be like, this is perfect. Don't touch it, George.
Spielberg has like 1,000 kids, right? So he's like, that's probably why he's maintained a better consistency of quality over his career than
At this
George
point,
Lucas,
the
right?
world is Spielberg's kids. He's raised us all. Okay, somebody else go, please.
Get a load of this.
Thank you.
Thank God.
I was looking for a get a load of this, and then Jacob Geller posted it in our channel. It's a video from Man Carrying Thing, which makes very funny reaction, kind of dialogue videos between himself. He plays different characters. This one is what GTA 6 news feels like to a non-gamer, and it's on point because we all do sound completely crazy.
Good. Check it out. Links below.
Hey, get a load of this. I'm going to say something nice about Microsoft and Halo and Xbox. They posted on YouTube, on the the Halo YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The video is just called Halo Campaign Evolved, 6 hours of main menu. So it's just the main menu of Halo Campaign Evolved, that fantastic soundtrack and the visual of the ring in space.
Smart.
6-hour video. Would love to see more of that kind of thing. I think that's a good idea. Do that for all your games before they come out. Kind of like Nintendo releasing the Star Fox soundtrack, or at least
super
portions
smart.
of it
Super
on
smart.
the Nintendo Music app. It's like, yeah, that's like a totally. I would love to just have this YouTube video on in the background of just like that great soundtrack and those great visuals. So you did at least one thing right so far, Microsoft.
That's their solution to being told that YouTube monetizes Xbox better than Xbox does, right?
Yeah, the leaning
They're
into
just going to
it.
do that.
Smart. Yeah, just be a YouTuber. You got one, Nick? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Nah, get a load of this. I don't have one because this is my first time on the podcast, but I will say, is get a load of this from the saying from Sonic Adventure 1 where Eggman says that? I think he says, like, get a load of this, and he throws something at Sonic. Or is it from something else?
No, but we can retcon it and say it's 100% a Sonic Adventure 1 reference.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's whenever I hear it, I think of that.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's not like, it is a phrase that appears frequently, and I never like write it down, but I would love to just like anytime it shows up in a movie or a game or something, I'm always like, oh, I need to like get that clip.
Yeah.
And so we can have like a big, montage of it happening a bunch. But I believe Serial sort of came up with it, right? But maybe he was inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog.
He's a big Sonic Adventure, could be. Hey, get a load of this from the community. Get a load of this channel in the Discord. Tomogo Musubi, I should say. They shared the trailer for. It seemed like Netflix had its interactive experimental phase, then they got out of having interactive shows. But they just announced a new game here called Unhinged from Night School, from the developers of Oxenfree and After Party.
Which has nothing to do with the book, I learned.
Yeah, also nothing to do with apparently Russell Crowe movie from 2020, which I did not know was a thing until I was Googling this. And it has Zoe Kravitz and Sadie Sink and Troy Baker. It's a new immersive game experience coming June 30th. So it's unclear. I think it's going to be like within Netflix itself, but just a funky little new thing from Night School. So I'm curious what that actually is.
And what's the name of it again?
Unhinged.
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute it's a 30-minute phone controlled horror game.
Perfect.
That plays like Resident Evil 7 adapted for the Wii U, Polygon says.
For the Wii U? What?
Weird.
All right.
Oh, because of like a second screen situation?
They went too far. They should have stopped at 30-minute interactive horror thing.
All right.
But it is interesting because if you have a Netflix subscription, you can download and play a lot of games. But I don't know that they've done like actively streaming a game that you control with a controller, quote unquote, on the TV. Maybe I'm wrong. Like they've had like multiple choice things, right? Like where it's like you can like watch an action happening and like you make a decision with your like TV remote. But yeah, I am kind of curious about this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. See how it is. Well, there we go. That's it for this episode of the MinnMax Show podcast. Thanks so much for watching, listening, sharing. Nick, thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you. I love Star Fox, and I hope everyone watching and listening is going to buy it because we need more fans.
That's right. And in addition to Star Fox, we should have plugged you this way at the beginning of the show, sir, because everyone's screaming at us in the comments politely about like, why the hell don't you respect fighting games more? Nick's a fighting game guy, you guys. He's your savior. He's right there.
I run bi-weekly tournaments and I run monthly tournaments, or I guess bi-seasonal tournaments as well. So like I play fighting games all the time, guys, and I can't wait for Marvel Tokon, which comes out in like a month. So I'm so excited for that.
Yep, they'll definitely be back for that. But all right, thanks so much, everybody. We do have a couple things coming up here at MinnMax. Yeah, big new show plus next week. Big adventure new show plus for the charge shots. I hope you all enjoy that. There's going to be extended version for $10 supporters as well. Speaking of which, the Dead by Daylight travelogue, where it's Haley and Sarah up in Montreal. That went live not too long ago, just on Monday here, and there's an extended version of that. Also, if you're at that Backstage Pass tier, and the extended version of that is 7.5 hours long. Look, I don't want to hype it up too much, but I had so much fun editing that. Like, I was laughing my ass off while cutting down those 7.5 hours. There is so much weird, funny stuff from Haley and Sarah, and like, especially after that Kyoto trip, where that MinnMax Spotlight is going to be coming up soon. But especially after that trip, like, they are just so locked in and in sync. Like, so many of the comments for that video are like, you know, I can't imagine what it's like to have a friendship that pure, like a lot of those comments. So I just want to emphasize, like, even if you don't like Dead by Daylight, if you like Haley and or Sarah, check out that Dead by Daylight travelogue, and the extended version is super fun as well. So it's on MinnMax's YouTube channel. Bonus pod, it's Haley talking even more about Dead by Daylight and the changes, if you're interested in that. Also, the grand finale of The Deepest Dive on 007 First Light. Jeff Marchiafava and Michael Huber from Easy Allies, and Haley and Jacob and Leo just wrapped up the third discussion about that big game. They talked about it for 8 hours on MinnMax's YouTube channel, but also if you support us with that $5 tier on Patreon, you get access to that full podcast conversation. Jeffem, good chats?
Great chats.
You like the game?
Loved it. I did. Everybody liked it.
Oh, good.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I feel like maybe next week on the podcast we can have kind of like final thoughts on it, because you guys have been slowly working with the community going through that for the Deepest Dive. But
I think the third conversation that we had was probably the most interesting one, because there was a lot to unpack about kind of overall feelings and things like that. Yeah.
Cool. And then we just recorded a rapid fire interview yesterday, which was really fun to do. And it's one that is like a fun challenge. We'll talk about it more behind the scenes, I guess. But like, it came in so hot of like, we have one window to do this and it's tomorrow morning. It was like, okay. So I should need to like study and write 1,000 questions. But it came together pretty well. So that should be going up within the next couple of weeks here. But that is it for this week from the MinnMax Show. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll be back next week for perhaps a certain 6-shooter duel for the release calendar. So it's a fun episode. The annual event's happening next week. Thanks so much, everybody.